Hey guys, what's going on? So today we are back with another episode of Music Hideout, the show where we hang out with artists, musicians, and entertainers in Waylon Jennings' old basement studio. As always, I'm gathered here with Ryan Poole, who I'll pass it to introduce the guest.
Today our guest is Taryn, just Taryn, no last name, an enigma, and she is an artist originally from Cleveland, Ohio, now here in Nashville, Tennessee, doing music and attending Belmont University.
Yes.
And we're going to get into all that, and we're going to have her play tonight, and we're going to hear everything. Before we do that, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Diskin Cider. Bob's Your Uncle is, I think, the brand. Am I wrong?
Sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But
No.
This is a local Nashville, right? This is local,
local
to Nashville, and that's important. Support your local small businesses, especially the alcoholic ones.
This is the best kind.
It's really, really good, though. I can attest. I've drinking a lot of cider in my day, and this is definitely up there.
It is. I have another kind from them in there as well. I don't remember what it was. Cherry bourbon aged something, or I don't know.
Ooh.
There's a bunch. Yes, Diskin
And
Cider
we'll get
Floppy.
there.
Diskin. Oh, I didn't tell you. Because we are live, people are in the chat sometimes.
Oh, okay.
And when they say things. So if you hear me say hi to weird people, like this fellow, Floppy Dongus. Hello, Floppy.
Hi, Floppy. So good to have you here.
So sometimes we say hi to people. And sometimes they have questions.
Great.
But anyway, are you dealing with your
am.
thing?
I am.
Got it. So, so I guess we can always start kind of where we always do, which is how did you get started in music?
Yes. So actually, my mom was a musical theater major. So this was kind of like a family thing from the beginning. I'm also the youngest of 3 girls. So the music had already started in our family before I came into the picture. And when I came into the picture, it was kind of just like, here's your life. Except you can't work a microphone. Here's your life. Here's all of the music available to you. And
That's
it was
what
awesome.
you're doing.
So it was kind of like from the second I was born, I was around music. There's actually a video of me when I was 1 year old at Christmas, and they're playing music on the speaker, and my head is just like up against the speaker. I'm 1. I'm damaging my eardrums, but
Sure.
I had no idea. It's just the music inside me.
And no one stopped you. No one stopped you.
Exactly. Responsible parents. So it's been in my life for a really long time. I didn't start playing guitar until I was like 7, but I didn't really play guitar. You know, you just
Sure.
learn like the basic chords.
You learn
and
4 chords.
So you get started, and that was great. But I went through classical training as well, so I had that whole experience with guitar, which is sometimes why I hold it like way higher up than most people do, because that's how I learned.
Like
Like
a
the
hardcore
footstool
kid.
and the whole
I
thing.
had the footstool.
Yeah.
I had like the sponge that you put inside it to keep it warm, like keep it from drying out. Yeah, I had all that. So I did musical theater throughout high school, and I was in extracurricular choirs and stuff like that. And singing was just kind of something we did in our family. So it was all around me all the time, and music specifically was a big thing when we were growing up. And then I always just thought I wanted to work in the music business. And I really do. I have a passion for the business side of things, but it's been fun to kind of work in the creative side, because for so long I was like, nah, I'm not going to be a musician. Like, it's not worth it. What am I even doing? You know, and then one day I woke up and I was like, you love this. You should just do it, because why not? And maybe people will like it. So
So have you been like playing around town?
yes, yeah. I was in a band for 10 months, so I started in that.
Okay.
And then we ended up breaking up. Not really a breakup. It was just a mutual, like, we should probably stop spending money on this if we're not, like, we were all doing different things still in school and studying different stuff, so we just decided to call it quits, but I still love them both dearly. I live with one of them still. But, yeah. So I started doing that.
What was it? What were they called? Or what
We
y'all
were called Magnetic Heaven.
Magnetic Heaven.
I knew it was magnetic something.
Something.
Yes,
Okay.
Magnetic Heaven.
And what kind of music was that?
It was like rock, psychedelic rock. I know,
Did you guys
right?
record anything? Yeah. And are we going to hear that tonight on the show?
Probably, honestly, if you want to pull it up, go right ahead, be my guest. It's on the internet if anyone wants to find it. But I won't be playing any, no. So I started writing my own stuff and kind of like figuring out what my individual sound was, which was difficult without 2 other people always
Helping
having
you out.
input.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Who was the influence for psychedelic rock?
probably Tame Impala. I love him so much. I
Oh,
love Evan
gotcha.
Parker.
For a second,
was,
I was thinking
like-
that was like a friend in the band. I know the band Tame Impala. I was just expecting. What I meant was
You're
like
like,
which one
Jeff.
of your friends in the band whose idea was that.
Oh. I think it was.
So I'm
we
like,
just had
Tame Impala.
tracks.
That's such an interesting name.
It was him. No, we had a lot of like saved Logic files. Aaron had a lot of just random things that we brought back out, and I added like vocals and melodies to. So it started kind of like from all these Logic projects that were psychedelic rock to begin with. So then we just kind of like followed that vibe. And I still I like that music, and I just am bad at writing it. Like I wasn't the one who was mapping out the songs. I was just adding to them. So it was harder for me to like write a psychedelic rock song than it is the stuff that I write now.
Gotcha.
But I still really love it. And I do love Tame Impala. That man's a genius.
I found you through Jordy Searcy's
Yes.
Instagram because you and Magnetic Heaven, or he and Magnetic Heaven, aka you,
Yeah.
and two others, were all like singing something together.
September.
Okay. And so that led me, I'm like, half like because you guys sounded great, and then half because the name was great, led me to your Instagram. And then I was like, it was back when we like had kind of just started the show. So it was like, come be on our show. And here you
I
are.
remember this.
Yeah. But so now you're solo. So now
Yes,
you are
yeah.
Taryn. Now your full name is, can we say it on the air?
Sure.
Your
You know
full
what?
name
Really.
is Taryn Antrobus. Your address
You can
is
cut that out in post.
1173.
My phone number is no.
But you go, your stage name is Taryn.
Yes, yeah.
Is there any like periods in between there? Kind of like
I
Kendrick
considered
Lamar's
it. I
Humble?
considered a period at the end. But
Oh, just one period at the end.
yeah, I decided on just like all capitals. So it's all capital letters.
And the period.
Instead
just
of no, the period never happened.
never happened.
Cut out the period. It felt too definitive.
I see.
It's like I'm not that aggressive of a person. A period is very like Taryn. But yelled like Taryn. Like that was so I'm trying to we're still figuring it out. But also Spotify won't let you. It will let you, but I haven't figured out how to have all capital letters as a name.
Oh, is
I
it
know
by
people
default?
that do it. It just
Okay.
defaults to the lowercase, and there are 6 other just Tarens on Spotify.
Oh,
So
what?
we're working on that.
There's 6 other just Taryn?
Just yeah. Isn't that absurd?
That is absurd.
And
I don't
they're
think
all
I've ever
spelled
met
the
another
same
Taryn.
way.
Like in my life.
I haven't met another
And
Taryn.
there's 6?
Yeah,
That's a lot of y'all out there.
definitely.
Are they any good though?
Half of them like didn't have anything up.
Oh, wow.
It was just
They
an
just
account.
reserved the name.
It was just an
Just in
I-
case.
I, know.
In case they made it big.
Right?
You know?
And if I had friends at Spotify, I could fix this problem, but I don't know anybody.
You don't have friends at Spotify?
No.
Everybody
need
has friends at
them.
Spotify.
Yeah. I have an Instagram person I follow who's anyway, you can follow celebrities. It's like, yeah, who she works at Spotify.
Oh.
She's like curator of the rock playlist. Which is like
That's
kind of a
cool.
big deal.
Yes,
but
that
she
is a big
also
deal.
has like 75,000 followers.
Sure.
So she doesn't know I exist.
No.
Otherwise, but I, maybe I'll slide in on the DMs
Yeah.
and
Hit
then
her
pass
up.
it to you.
Yes.
My friend Taryn
With
says
a
there's
basic
other
technical
Tarens.
question.
Can we add
And
this
those
to the
Tarens
list of
suck.
FAQs?
Could you delete those other Tarens, please? She's like, certainly.
Why wouldn't she?
It's an easy sell. It's just an easy yes.
So you grew up. Wait, no. Before I get too deep,
Yeah.
we should do a song.
Absolutely.
Because people got to hear what you sound
do a
like.
song?
We should do a song. We should start right off the bat. Hey, Lily, what's going on? You're not Lily. She's
No.
Lily. In the computer, in the internet world.
Did you just forget my name after all of that? Taryn. There's already 7 Tarens. This is getting confusing. We're just going to call you Lily from now on. If that's
Just mixing
fine.
it up. I don't know how you have this set up for the stuff. So I'll allow you to press the buttons.
Be technical.
We're just going to quickly tune up because you never know.
You got a tune. So what is this song called?
This one is called Hardest Things in Life. And one of the hardest parts about the way that I write is I never really learned how to read music or what, like, this note is, even though there's a name for it. So
Wait, which one?
Which one?
this
Yeah.
one, what is that? It's an E.
Are you counting the frets up?
It's a B.
I thought you were looking. It's obscured by multiple.
Oh,
That's
I'm
an A. Wait, do it again.
No.
I think it's a B.
It's a B.
It's an A.
Mostly because
It's
this
a B.
is
The
telling
5th
me
fret
it's
is
a B.
A. The 5th fret is A.
Oh,
She's on the
oh,
7th.
I'm on
Okay.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, that was very embarrassing for me. There are multiple cider cans between me and Taryn. That's why.
But yeah, sometimes I think of melodies, or I'll just like put my fingers in places until it sounds good. And this was one of those songs. And then my friend Wes, really talented producer and writer, came over and helped me actually figure out what the chords would be if I played it for real. So he kind of like helped me make this melody into a reality. And it's called Hardest Things in Life. I'm going to get the loop going first.
Of your mouth, I know I can, I won't bid into the doubt, and help me out. I'll make myself laugh, I'll make myself smile, I'll let myself forget about the hardest things in life, hardest things in life, hardest things in life.
All right. Gotta switch the camera. Yep. You're on it.
That was awesome. So, the hardest things in life. What is the song about? Where did it come from?
It came
The hardest things in life.
Yeah, I think it was like, it started with, I never liked living on my own, and I always wanted to have a couch with the room for one or more. So it's kind of just how, for so long when you're like a teenager, you're living at home with your parents, you always think about what your life is going to be like when you're off living on your own and when you're independent, and it seems so nice, and then you come home to, like, I would never want to live like in a studio apartment, just me. Sometimes I would like it, but I would want a friend, or like feel like I'm going to have roommates around or just friends around all the time. Because I like having my alone time, but I just like being with others and like learning about people and getting to the core of who they are. So this was kind of like, there's somebody out there who also doesn't like living on their own or doesn't want to sit on a couch alone. And
Seems like that would work.
yeah, just
perfect coupling.
Like, will you help me, whoever you are, whoever it is to anybody, just will you help me forget about all the hard things that I think about when I'm alone, and when you like get into thought loops and all your anxieties come up. And it was kind of like, I wanted this to sound like I was on a beach, you know, like the production on this song is very like mellow and it's easy listening, and you just want to like let yourself melt away into it and forget about all the stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What it was about.
I would have been called the hardest things in life. I would have thought it was about like the DMV and like doing taxes.
Those are tough. Those are tough.
Yeah,
I haven't even done my
picking
taxes
the right
this year.
address on Uber Eats. Make sure your food gets to you.
Hard for only some people.
Speaking of which, is your food on the way?
I ordered new food.
Oh. Yeah, those are hard things in life.
Sure.
I think I write a lot about like the big stuff sometimes. That's where my head goes immediately. It's like, overall, how's life in general?
Yeah. How long have you been writing for?
I only really seriously started writing like my junior year of high school, but it wasn't even real writing. It was like very, very folky. I grew up around James Taylor and Joni Mitchell and like the Dixie Chicks randomly. So I was meshing that like.
You mean around their music, right?
Yes.
Not actually around them.
Oh, I wish. But
Maybe
no.
you're in Cleveland. You're right by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No one really
They probably
lives
stopped
there.
by close to your house.
They definitely.
Like, just
They
checking.
don't, wait, they don't live there? I thought
What? I thought when you get inducted, you live at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right, it's like the Justice League or
They got that
something.
like, big like pyramid thing, right? Don't they live under that, in that?
Yeah, they all do.
That's why they built the
They
pyramid.
live at the top of the pyramid, though. They're like the most important part of the
Yeah,
pyramid.
obviously. Have you ever seen the Justice League with like Superman and Aquaman and all those people? They all like get together at a table and like talk about saving the
That's
world.
at the top of the pyramid?
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
like
It's all the best rock stars in the world. They just meet at a round table.
and
They never
discuss.
get anything done.
They sit down and
All
have ciders.
so high. So many drugs.
Speaking of all the best rock stars of all time, I
Yeah.
just saw today on the internet that today is the anniversary of. Now I forget which. It was either Kurt Cobain's birth, like it's his birthday, or it was. I think it was the anniversary of his death. Is today.
Today, I didn't hear that at all.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oh,
On
wow,
the
way to
internet.
bring the mood down.
Yeah, it was on the internet. No, not to bring it. Just to bring
He's
the
a
mood down.
legend.
We all know that Kurt Cobain's dead. This is not news to anybody.
What?
Excuse me.
When did this happen?
This feels like a John Mulaney sketch. Like, and there's more.
I love John Mulaney so much.
He's amazing. But yeah, we'll all take a drink to John Mulaney. I'm just joining in.
What happened to
You guys
Kurt
were
Cobain?
both. Oh, sorry, Kurt Cobain.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, that's
you
what I
already
meant to
forgot about
drink
him?
to.
He just died.
25 years ago. You guys were already like both drinking like coincidentally at the same time, and then I decided to like
We're synced up.
jump onto it and like turn it into my thing. I'm like, it's to Kurt, right? Aha, that's why you're drinking.
Except for you said John Mulaney, who's still alive.
I did. Well, he's gonna die one
Deserves a
day.
toast too.
He's gonna die one day, and he's great now. So we can toast to the living. You know,
Yeah, you can.
you can
Yeah,
absolutely.
Lily looked it up. It is the day of his death.
The day of his
25
death.
years ago.
Yeah.
Today.
So,
Do you guys even know who he is? You guys are both so young.
Who?
Not you guys. The two people who I know are their age in the chat.
Gotcha.
Then you're also young, though, right? I mean, you're 21?
Relatively.
You weren't born when he died. Am I right?
When's the year that he died?
93.
No,
94.
I wasn't born yet.
93?
No,
94.
I think it was 94.
94.
93?
94.
93? 93?
Well, the last album
It's a
came out in
jackal.
93.
Is it a jackal? No, I'm pretty sure it's 94. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
What year is
Sorry.
it now? 19? Yeah,
Yeah.
4 plus 5 is 9.
94. But the last album came
Yeah.
out in 93, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Still wasn't
This is the
born.
Kurt Cobain
So,
math podcast.
yeah.
95? I'm just kidding. We're like find your age. 97? 98? 99? 100. All right. So
Just based on the students I work with, and I think you said you were a junior, it makes it pretty easy. 98 or 7. Yeah.
Technically, there are still, what's today, the 5th? So there are still 22 days until my birthday.
It's your birthday this month?
It's my birthday this month, yeah.
Happy
22?
birthday.
27th?
27th.
Wow. See, I'm good at math. That's why I work in the financial aid
Professor.
department.
Yeah. Ooh, professor.
Wow. I've
You
never
could
been
be a
called
professor.
I could be
Maybe-
a professor.
You are a professor.
Yeah. No, you would
I
be
am a
like,
professor.
do you watch Mazal? What's that show called? Miss
The
Maisel?
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Maisel.
Yeah.
Do you watch
Do you
that?
watch it?
It's
No,
so
I've just seen
good.
a couple. I should.
Her dad's
I
a
know I
math
would love it.
professor, and you could be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy. He's
Yeah.
kind of a dick.
You're totally that
I
guy.
don't want to be that guy.
He's
You're
kind
already
of a
that. You're
dick.
obviously that
I mean,
guy.
if ever we were watching that the other night, and my wife turned to me and she goes, "You're like that guy." Not that guy.
That's true.
Professor
But
that
as
guy.
as
Yeah,
established
professor.
on our last week's episode, my sister and I are biologically similar, and so it might just be our
science?
biological bias
Sure.
that her and I think that. Others
sure,
may
sure,
not.
sure,
That's what I'm saying.
sure.
I'm saying we're not a good sample group.
Sure. That's fine. I'm
But
not
if
offended.
you, Taryn, after this, we need you to go watch The Marvelous Miss Maisel
and
Okay.
report back in.
and
Am
let
I
us
that
know
guy?
is
I
he
will
that
call
guy.
in.
Yeah, coming from a very different,
We've never had
biological
callers.
background. You'll know. Callers?
So she's gonna call in. Oh,
We
no,
had
have
Jordy
one
Cersei
caller.
as
Yeah,
a
Jordy
caller.
called. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get him
The
on
one
I love
time.
that guy.
We totally should. That should be a recurring bit of the show.
Is it where we just call him because he won't
I
book
don't
an
know if he
episode
would
with us?
remember me. That would be
It's
funny.
true.
If you
Yeah.
called and said, "Do you know Taryn Antrobus?" and he was just like, "Who?"
Yeah.
I bet you he
Awkward.
probably doesn't know who I am.
Okay,
Should we
Oh,
I'm
do
gonna
it?
do it.
Definitely got to
We're
call
not-
him now.
we're
We
not-
have to call him now.
We haven't. I don't feel like we've drinking enough for the Jordy call, but it's time to drunk down
Questions?
Jordy.
It's Jordy. Floppy.
Jordy's probably
The
playing the
questions
show.
with Jordan. Yeah, he's always so busy, and so
It's Friday night. He's
he
playing
doesn't
a show.
Book, he
Definitely.
won't book a time with us. He's so busy. He's like, call me the week of, but that just hasn't happened. But this is the second time we've called him now, so
I can imagine.
We like to hassle him to be on our show.
You should. He needs to.
He's
be on
really
the show.
great.
He's really, really great.
well, maybe one day I'll meet him and we'll find out.
First time I saw him live, I didn't know that he.
Wow.
Classic
okay.
Jordy.
It's all right. Leave him be.
Who's the other episode we called? Was it Matt? Matt McAndrew?
Matt McAndrew.
Right. Okay.
Don't know him.
He knows Jordy too.
He was on the same season of The Voice as Jordy.
Oh,
so they're
okay.
already friends.
Very cool.
But anyway, so you grew up in Cleveland. To pull it straight back aggressively. So how long have you been in Nashville?
I guess almost 4 years.
Almost
Maybe
4 years. Did you move here
three-
for school?
No, it'd be almost 3 full years. Yeah, I moved down here for school.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I came in August, and then I got an internship and a job in Atlanta for the past 2 summers. So I really haven't gone back to Cleveland for that long. Sometimes I go visit, and my family still lives there, but this is kind of my home base now.
Gotcha.
And then for the summer, I was in Atlanta and came back here for school again. And then this summer, I will be here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then I think I'll just stay here.
Seems
I
all
don't really
right.
know.
It's a cool
What
place,
do people
right?
do after graduation? You know, like really.
I
what
was
do
just
they
Let
going to
me
ask you,
tell
what are
ya.
you planning on
Yeah.
doing after graduation?
Well.
But
a
I'm
great
sure the
question.
answer is yeah. Great question, and it has
fucking
a great answer.
I don't know. It's been. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm really, really passionate about the business. I love music supervision or it's song pitching. I love finding songs for any kind of film or television. It's one of my passions. That's originally like what I wanted to study, but Belmont doesn't offer a music supervision major, so I just went with entertainment.
It's some bull crap. I'll get on it. Don't worry.
They have one class,
What,
one course.
unfortunately, I can't advise you because what I did when I graduated was move to Nashville.
Just figure it out
So
from
it's like
there.
you're
I've already done
already
that.
here. Yeah, it's
You're already
like,
way ahead of the game.
yeah. Look at it
Listen,
that
I
way.
mean,
What
Already
would
ahead
you
of the game.
do if what should I do when I graduate? You know,
Well, wait. What is your major?
entertainment industry studies and a minor in music business. It's just a Bachelor of Science.
Okay, so it's just like probably is it just like an all-encompassing view of what the music industry is?
Well, but it's not just music. It's film, television, sports, amusement parks, book publishing.
Holy crap!
It's like all forms of entertainment in one major, which is not easy. But a lot of it just focuses on more how each industry works or what the norm is of each industry, and then you kind of figure it out from then on. So I'm
Yeah.
sure I could go apply to be a Disney parks director, but that's
Which
not
you
what I want to
should.
do.
That sounds great.
You get free tickets all the time.
Oh my gosh.
That would be fun. I do like roller coasters. Cedar Point. That's something Ohio has.
Cedar
Oh, yeah.
Point? Never even heard of it. What is that?
Sandusky.
What's
It's
Cedar
an
Park
amusement
about?
park. Yeah,
Okay.
it's awesome. I'm a thrill seeker.
Well, so Disneyland rides really aren't your jam.
Not like, no, not what's the main kingdom.
The Magic Kingdom?
Yes.
The magic one. Yeah.
That one, not so much. That's a lot of kid stuff. But Animal Kingdom has some
A
good
lot
rides.
of kid stuff.
Yeah.
Come on. Get
It's
on
the
my
rides
level.
are like, they're all like just you float through a lazy river.
Yeah, but
or-
you're not going to Disney.
Wait, float
for-
on a lazy river?
Yeah.
Talking about Small World.
I've never been to Magic Kingdom,
It's the same as Disneyland.
but not as good.
Not as good.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I did Disneyland too. I like it much better.
That's
Okay,
That's
okay.
my shit.
All right.
Disneyland is my jam.
That's where it's at.
We're back. We're back.
But
This interview almost derailed.
Whoa.
but for the record,
Yeah.
Disney is not for children. It is
Yeah.
for adults who loved it as children.
Yeah.
Right? It is a
You're not
magical
wrong.
experience of wonderfulness, and you need to get on board.
I know. I'm sorry.
She
My
just
sister
said she liked
actually would
Disneyland.
hate me for saying she's a huge Disney fan.
I don't even like Disney. I just like the park.
You just
I
like
think
the
I
land.
Disney in general?
Yeah.
I only went once. It was very rushed. It was like a school thing. You know when you get rushed.
It's not a
in
good
those,
experience.
And you
Yeah.
kind of have to check in with your adult
Right.
all the time.
That's lame.
Was it like a grad night?
No, it was. I was. I did like. I was a like flag dancer for the band.
What?
Sure.
Yeah, so I did like drill team where they.
So you mean like the spinny flags was like do all the crazy shit? And
If you
you're
gave me like a pole right now, I could like flip it up in the air.
someone
Oh my
find a pole. Someone find a pole.
There's a mic stand over there.
I could probably do. No, I don't want to. That's too dangerous.
As we break everything in the studio.
Glass shattering. That
It
window's
is
gone.
all of a sudden everybody's computer screens just say offline. But it was like a glorious show on the way to it, so it was worth it.
And they got to see me move a pole, twist a pole.
Yeah,
What would
sure.
twirl.
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 So it was for
I
that.
almost-
and it was-
Floppy says it's worth it, and we should do it. So
Yeah.
break everything.
Well,
He also said he said we
called.
called someone. I think you're a little mixed up, but he said we called someone during Alex Steele's second episode. I think you mean Ryan Steele.
Alexander Wren or Ryan Steele.
Second episode, so it must be Ryan Steele.
But we did break up the YouTube of Alexander Wren into two. Oh wait, no, the podcast. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
Point is, I
he
was
says right,
going through. I
Alexander
will
Wren
say,
Steele. Yeah.
speaking of Alexander Wren, I went through our YouTube stuff yesterday.
Sure.
And was looking at all our episode length times just to see like how they've all been. And recently it's all been like
Pretty consistent,
It's
right?
been around 2:20. 2 hours is probably our shortest one ever.
No, we had an hour and a half.
Will
or-
Pellerin was 158 actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A lot of 2.5, then some 3, some 3.5. Those are 3.5's our average, I would say. We're trying
From
to
the
keep it
beginning.
shorter now.
yeah.
But it was
So don't
3.5 a
worry.
lot.
You get to go home eventually.
One day.
Yeah, I didn't make plans. This was these are my plans.
All right. Record length episode 7 hours. Here.
But then you get to Alexander Wren and it was 4 hours and 56 minutes.
I thought we got over the 5 hour mark.
Well,
We really should have gotten those
4
extra
hours,
few minutes.
56 minutes. We probably went 4 minutes. I probably just
you cut
edited
some
down
out.
the
Do you know if
YouTube.
there's a
Yeah.
Guinness World Record for the longest Twitch?
We don't know.
You mean longest like live stream?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, people do 24-hour streams all the time. You
What?
see that a lot.
You're right.
All the time.
He's right.
Which
Or
for
like those
usually they're
lo-fi
charity
beats.
streams and stuff.
People just like
Oh, well, that's different.
On
That's like
YouTube?
24/7 lo-fi beats, hip hop, easy listening.
it's like a radio
24/7.
station. But
Yeah,
it's
those
on
like radio
YouTube.
stations. They do those on Twitch
Oh.
as well, just live.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know who watches those.
I don't know
Crazy
the
people.
people who make those.
I
Really?
think-
No, I mean, do you just sit at a? They probably have it looping.
Yeah,
has
I'm
to
sure.
loop,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
not like actively there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just jacking
Maybe
their
that's what
mind
you
on
do when you
cocaine.
graduate.
Yeah, you do a lo-fi hip hop, easy
Okay.
listening.
Okay.
So I think we need to dive into this. I think we're going to advise her on what to do when you graduate. Because we
Sure.
both graduated college.
Yeah, we did.
You work at a college.
I've worked at 4 colleges. Which,
Please
fun
tell me
fact
what you
for
did.
the listeners, the college I work at is where she attends.
That's true. He hasn't been my teacher though.
That's true.
True.
Even though I am a professor, as we have discovered.
As earlier established in stone. So, okay. All right. So I feel like all good advice starts with questions, okay? Like, because if you just start telling people what to do and you don't know,
Sure.
you haven't asked
Yeah.
questions, you don't know
Absolutely.
where they're going to go.
Sure.
So, like, okay, first off, like, what are you most passionate about in what you've studied so far? And maybe I start broader. Is it music? Is it working at the parks? Is it what
That's
part of
more
the entertainment
specific, not
industry?
broader.
It's definitely music.
Well,
Music
honing
and film and television are my like the arts sonically and visually. Those are my two favorite art forms.
Okay.
Even paint, I still think like art installations are also really cool, and you can incorporate music in those too.
Yeah.
I worked for the production company in Atlanta, did this festival in Houston called Day for Night. It's a big like tech festival, so a lot of people come to show off like their new experiments with lighting and robotics and stuff like that. So we built a cube for Heineken, and then you get to like go roam the festival when you're not working on the LED cube. But there was this one exhibit, and I don't remember the name of the lighting designer who programmed all of it, but it was a moving light. I don't know what kind. It might be an Axiom. It looked like an Axiom, but I was from far away. And it was on a robotic arm, and it was synced up with music, and it had this metal cage around it that made the projection of the light look like it was all just like really dynamic triangles all over each other, like a big sphere made of triangles. And if you can imagine it, it's just like this, it was almost like what a glass stained glass, like in a church, what that looks like when the light comes through. But it was a very specific design, and they were moving all over the place to the music. There were two of them, and they were synced up. So at certain points, everything would stop, and they would just point direct light at each other, and then they would go do their own. It was insane.
Wow.
And so like lighting and production was the first time that I realized that I love how visual light and visual art can come into music. And lighting design was the first thing that I really like. I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I touched a lighting desk and I was like, this is incredible. Like, this is all I need. It was like painting sound, which I loved. So I did that for a long time and did programming and lighting stuff. And then the next summer I went back and did LED stuff. But now it's like I've been taking more classes that are very major specific. So you take like distribution and promotion or law and licensing, and you start learning the really important core parts of the entertainment industry and the things you have to watch out for, and just getting a better education on that this year. And also I'm doing an internship for a digital marketing and management consulting company. So having both of those influences made me start growing this like fierce passion for the business side of things. But I still love sync, licensing, publishing, music supervision. That kind of bringing music into film is where I would want to exist, I think. But musicianship is like, if I can make that work, if I could do this for the rest of my life, even I don't need a lot of money. I just want to like,
Yeah. So if you could make a living off of your music as a performer,
that would be
great.
your choice.
That would be great.
But you're kind of writing that off, it sounds like, as like, yeah, but probably not. So here's what I'm really going to do.
I'm
That's what it
worried
sounds
about
like.
it not. Yeah.
Okay.
I think because I've learned about the business so much and it kind of gets drilled into you, like, this is not for everybody. Artists in the room, like, raise your hands. None of you are going to make it. You know, like your professor. That's
that day one at Belmont?
Day one.
Yes. My artist management class, he was like, all the artists raise their hands. And also, it's hard for me to raise my hand sometimes because I know they're going to ridicule all the artists in the room. So you just sit there and you're like, maybe?
You know what? That being said, there have been some big artists that have come out of Belmont.
Definitely, yeah.
Florida Georgia line.
Coin.
Oh, Coin's from Belmont?
Coin is Belmont.
Apparently.
I didn't know that.
Brad Paisley? Brad Paisley. That's right, because they just did the big shopping
Trisha
thing
Yearwood.
with him.
Who else?
Like
There have been
a bunch.
Actually, do you know Abby Smith? Yeba? Yeba's her artist name.
That name sounds familiar. Somebody showed me her music, but I
Yes,
don't
she
remember.
did a song with Luke Levinson, if you know him. He's like a Nashville. He lives in Nashville. I think he works for Nashville magazine. But he did a song with her. She has an incredible voice. She was at Belmont for commercial voice and couldn't get into any of the extracurricular groups, like any of the a cappella groups, because if you could, like, I want to play you something right now. This woman's voice is absolutely insane. And that's why she couldn't get in, because she's just too good. But it made her, like...
That seems to be the opposite of what you might want.
Right? And I don't know what happened, but she posted something on Instagram about leaving Belmont and, like, how she was going to quit being a musician. And then she left Belmont and her career started. And then she was like, oh, I can do this. And now she's recording with PJ Morton and just finished recording with Mark Ronson. And she's, like, doing
That's
incredible
crazy.
things. And Belmont held her back from that. So sometimes
See
I'm
that
like,
Belmont? What the hell?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
But at the same time, there's something about, to me, I'm a complete outsider at Belmont. I didn't go there, anything
I
like
didn't
that.
go there either.
But it seems to me like Belmont probably also prepared her for that in a way. And maybe not on purpose, but something about like,
The
you just like,
lessons, yeah.
if you just like, and or like the networking and I don't know what it is, but just like if you talk to,
I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff about Belmont.
if you talk to people who went to
Valuable
Belmont, there's a lot of
relationships.
people who went to Belmont.
Yeah.
There's something about school in general where it's like, it's not, they didn't
You
set
want
you
me
up
to-
with your career.
Let me give you this is what everybody says.
Okay.
And this is probably what you're trying to say.
Maybe.
Maybe. When this, especially I hear this at schools all the time. I've worked at 4 different colleges, but at Belmont more than any other school, I hear this probably because it's so related with performance things.
Yeah.
Which is the education's fine. They teach you the stuff you need to know, but you're really there just to meet the people you need to meet. Otherwise, and if you don't, then you shouldn't spend $50,000 a year
Right.
going to school.
You have
need
to take advantage of all the opportunities that are
right.
surrounded.
That's why you're there, is because it is connected.
And that's probably part of it. And there's probably something else too. There's just something about, it's interesting how many people.
I've had a different education from someone who, like, my 2 sisters went to like, I think I've had a different experience at school than anybody else that I know besides my friends that also go to Belmont, because your professors are working in the industry. So they come to class at the beginning of the day, but then they're like, yeah, I have a meeting at 12 with so-and-so from Sony, and, like, I have to go. So those are the people who you're, like, that's why I love Belmont, because every professor that I meet that's in that position, I just ask them to go get coffee or, like, ask for office hours and maintain that relationship just in case. I mean, Mark Volman is one of the professors. Like, he's the intro to EIS professor, and he's the Turtles, and he takes 60 students on tour with the Turtles every summer. And that's why you go to Belmont.
Yeah.
But after Belmont, whole other thing.
And let me tell you, it's good that you're doing that stuff, because I work with students all day who don't do any of it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell them, like, don't go here. If you're not going to do it, don't go here.
I'm paying a lot of money, so
A lot. Oh my
not
God,
even worth
it's so expensive.
it's so much money. But that's all right. It's okay, because I love the city, and I'm almost done.
Well, it's so funny. Like when we had Nathan on,
Who also went to Belmont.
yeah,
for
Nathan
graduate.
got his master's
Yes,
at
yeah,
Belmont.
did know
And
that.
he said, when we talked to him about school and like, okay, is it worth it? Is it worth it to go to music school? He said like something to the effect of like, well, it's just money. And he said it like in a really like a slightly better way than that and kind of humble. But he was just kind of like, well, he's like, maybe this is wrong, but like, it's just money. And like, I feel like I can make that money back later. But for the experiences and the learning I want to get, like, I feel like it's a worthwhile trade.
Right. It's what you do with where you are.
Yeah. And I had the same thing at the Art Institute. Rest in peace. I'm sorry, R.I.P.
No, the
Need to
art
be more
still
cool.
exists.
No,
It's completely
it
gone now?
R.I.P'd, bro.
I knew they closed
gone.
the
One that was
Nashville.
absorbed by Belmont?
No,
one?
that was
it?
O'More. That was the
Yeah.
O'More Institute of Design and something.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it's
the artist. I
gone
knew the
now.
Nashville one closed.
My degree's
The
vintage.
whole company closed
Yeah, it's
because they
done.
were trying to sell the
Oh, it's
company when
done.
I worked there. I used to
He
work at
worked there.
Institute in
Yeah,
San
that's
Diego.
why.
Wow.
I went there. He worked there. You go to Belmont. He worked there. What is
I
going
work
on?
at a lot of colleges.
You.
They keep hiring me. And I don't
Everything
know
is
why.
connected.
This is odd.
Because I think financial aid is a huge scam pyramid scheme. Like they keep hiring me.
I agree.
It is. It's gonna collapse. I say that at work all the time. My assistant director sits right in front of me, and all the time I'm like, this is all just gonna collapse one day, right? Like this is a terrible idea. Like this is not a sustainable system. Like what are we doing? I'm like,
Yeah, but you're kind of like that guy who talks about Social Security is going to like collapse. And it's like, well, it still hasn't though.
man, it's real bad though.
We'll keep borrowing money from China and sending kids to expensive schools, and it'll work somehow. And, anyway, I won't keep going down that train. So the point is the Art Institute gone now. I have a vintage degree.
That's crazy.
It's now it's rare. You can't even get it. You couldn't get it if you wanted. Where was I going with that? Art Institute, money, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so the Art Institute, same thing. There are people who, like I graduated with, they got the same piece of paper as me that I felt like I can't see them ever having a career in this industry. And I haven't kept up with everybody, but I don't think they did. And there are other
Happens a
people
lot.
who got a lot out of it. And
That's
I feel
90%
like,
of the students I meet with.
I just think that school, like college in general, it's like you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Like there's
Right.
opportunity. Like through one of my professors, I got connected to a studio manager of like a really large studio here, which
cool.
set me up with my first
Right.
studio gig
Right.
and has been like a constant contact for me. But you have to like be cool. You have to purposely decide to call your professor and be like, could we get coffee and could you advise me about what to do? Like, you have to try.
You have to take the first
Like,
step.
you just get college and anything else in life. Like, you get opportunity. Here's some opportunities, and then you use them or you don't. And some students go through that whole process, spend all that money, and then it's just like they don't even work in the field, and that's their decision.
And I'm not gonna do that.
You shouldn't.
That's the
Or else
So
I would tell you
what-
don't go to Belmont.
So what is she gonna do?
What is she going to do?
Yeah.
What do I do?
So you want to be in music.
Clearly.
You want to do the artist
I'm
thing.
honestly waiting on someone to just tell me to stop doing it.
The artist thing?
Yeah.
Well, you have
We're
a
not going to
phenomenal
tell you
voice.
that as we are a...
No, you honestly have a
music
phenomenal
voice.
voice.
I,
So
Hey, you
like
sound great.
thank you.
the challenge is that the artist thing is like more than
Right.
just your voice.
Right.
But you have like the raw talent. So you should be recording no matter what's happening. You should be recording your music and at this studio with me. And
I want to
this is a
so
sales
badly.
pitch.
You have no idea.
You should be recording your music and you should be putting music out and playing shows and seeing what you can do
Right.
with the artist thing. But knowing all along that like it might not ever take off no matter what you do.
Right, and I know that, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm very comfortable with failure because I have a lot of other passions as well, like outside of the artist thing.
So then you have your career, you make money at something that if it worked out, you'd be stoked on
Right.
that.
Yes.
And so
And that's still like that is my only goal right now. Like I talk about all the other things that I try and keep under my belt to like keep myself stable, but at the end of the day, I have a dream in mind and a vision of what could happen. So I'm good. Like how I think of it is anything that I would want an artist that I'm passionate about to do starting out. That's what I'm gonna try and do. It's just hard to advise yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, what do I do? Or like, is this the right thing to do? So
you get a job working in the industry on the music side in a part that you're interested in, and preferably a part that could benefit your artist career also,
yeah,
ideally. So like a job at a label or a job at a publisher or a job at, I don't know, something industry would be great.
is this the food?
It took a long time.
Yeah. And to be continued. Jury, you keep advising from there. That's my start.
Oh, I don't know if you want me to advise. I'm not in the music industry. Well, except for this. This doesn't count.
Oh, it's the stupid thing where they call you to tell
And
you
they're
that
like, we
gonna
just
be
left
bringing
the
your food."
store.
Yeah. I don't need that call.
Bullshit.
I don't need that call. It's a robot. Hi, Domino's is busy right now. We have new careers available. Have you gotten that call?
And there you go.
Yeah, Domino's
That is
every
Domino's
time
is hiring right now.
Every time you call Domino's to order pizza, they're like, business is
hiring."
booming and we're hiring. I'm like, working at Domino's sucks and you're losing people left and right. Okay, so I'll keep on with my advice. Okay,
Sure, go ahead.
So you get something parallel to the industry, but something that if the artist didn't work out, you want those skills. Like, I think this is my opinion, but like, I think all early jobs are about skill acquisition. They're like,
Definitely.
they're not about, this is where you're not going to work at that company in 50 years
Right.
anymore. So you go
people
somewhere
do.
where like, you're going to learn some skills. And it seems like you're doing a lot of that already. Like the fact like you went into lighting for a minute,
Yeah.
like, I
like
think
that.
that's really great to get all these like an overall encompassing view of like the industry, but also a bunch of like skills that, because those things all pan out. Like I do video and audio. Like I make my own promotional videos all the time.
Yeah.
And like other businesses have to pay for that or like literally couldn't have that. But I can also like make money in other ways when music is slow.
In
Like
fact, you made this intro.
it's true.
Isn't that a cool intro?
Now we have to sit through it.
And welcome.
Hey guys, what is going on? No.
This is Music Row Hideout podcast. And I produced the song that is part of
it's
it.
true,
Like, so you
it's
can do
true.
both of those things. I think if you can have like multiple skills like that in today's world, like, you know, you want to be like, you could do your own startup. You could do all the different
Right,
parts of it. And
right.
You could do the business side and you could do all of it. so that no matter what comes your way and whatever opportunities
That
come,
was
you can do it.
when I started doing music seriously, writing music, producing it in the band. That was always kind of like lighting was always and production was in the back of my mind as like I could time code this show for us and just give whatever LD is in house this show file and have them plug it in and like I could do that.
And you have a better
love
light
that.
show than anybody else.
And it would be specific. So that's exciting for when that starts happening. That hasn't happened yet in a situation where I'm like, hey, you got a Grand MA desk? No, they don't usually. It's just a little MIDI that's attached to like the audio board. And I'm like, this makes sense considering you have like 4 pars up.
But maybe they'll have a hog.
Yeah. You never know.
Okay, and then one more, and then we're going to go to your advice.
Oh,
you better be developing it. You sure do. So, okay, here's my other thought. So you do the artist thing, but frankly, here's my experience watching Nashville. I don't think people playing in Nashville does a damn thing for their career. Like it does a little bit. Okay, it does a little bit. It's not useless. Like you should play in Nashville. But as a person living in Nashville, playing in Nashville, what you get out of it is you meet other artists and you make connections, and maybe somebody sees you that turns into something, but probably not. Like, as far as developing audience and fans goes, like, people who just play around here all the time, like, you're not going to get fans because all the people who are here, there are either tourists who love the time they saw you, but they don't follow you because they saw 25 bands that night, or they are also artists. So they don't want to support you because they're supporting their own thing. You know what I mean? So you got to go play in Cleveland, and you got to go play
That's the plan.
in every other place you've got going on and tour around here. Like, obviously, Jordy Cersei's the model, I feel like.
I love that Weekend Warrior.
Yeah, you just got to, like, I would follow Jordy's plan because Jordy's making it work and touring all these, like, random, they're not major. I mean, he probably does major cities too, but lots of, like, smaller cities from what I see from his stuff. He's not going to, like, New York. We're playing in New York City tomorrow and then LA.
Right.
Like, he's developing these great audiences in different places. So I think you do that. The other thing I would say, because you mentioned before the show started, you have a sister in LA.
Yeah.
I would definitely go visit her, like, a few times a year
You hear that, Jess?
and play in LA.
Yeah,
And
LA is a giant hot pile of garbage, and it's the trashiest, worst town in the whole world.
I really like it.
So
We're
just
both
take that
from,
into consideration.
we're both from San Diego, which is 3
best-
hours,
one of the best
2
cities
hours
in the
love
world.
south.
San Diego. My uncle lives there. I've been like every
Your
time we
uncle's
go
the
to.
best.
I
Yeah, he's
go to.
great.
San,
He sounds like a great guy.
is it La Mesa? Is that?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of San Diego.
That's where they live.
Yeah, we've
Oh my
both lived in La
gosh.
Mesa. Yeah.
I
so,
love it there.
So it's amazing, but San Diego's a very different vibe than LA. And there's definitely like a
Sure, San Diego's
screw
like
LA
nice
vibe.
and friendly and casual, and LA's a hot pile of garbage.
Exactly.
Full
What
of
about
mostly
Berkeley?
garbage people.
Do you have feelings about the north of California?
Sure, yeah,
Oh, I
that's
like
not
it.
California, and it should not be included. Are you kidding me? That should be its own state. Why? The Northern California saying that it's part, like the same thing as Southern California is not right. It's a completely different vibe, completely different culture, completely different way of speaking, and it sucks.
I think it's
The
hella
redwoods
cool.
are. I like the redwoods. The redwoods are cool.
It's hella cool.
I
say hello,
loved
though. It's-
Berkeley. Only been there twice.
Berkeley?
Berkeley's cool. It's a cool campus,
Yeah.
but
Why do you always focus on the colleges? Do you have a problem? You have an addiction to colleges,
Life
man.
is
I hate-
school.
And the weird thing is, I hate colleges. I recommend most people don't go to college. I work with too many students who suck. I
Okay,
want to
so
be like, don't go here.
NorCal's
Or anywhere.
beautiful, but it's a whole different vibe.
NorCal,
So-
yeah, sure, whatever.
But San Diego is wretched for music.
Absolutely.
Like, although there have been a few bands that started their career in San Diego.
Blink-182,
Ready, go.
Switchfoot.
Okay, cool. They're actually San Diego bands, and yes, they are our heroes. But also, and POD.
POD, sure.
But there
Do you
are
even
a
know
few
POD?
bands that are not actually from San Diego originally, but got their career launched in San Diego. Like,
Okay.
used it as their jumping off point. Augustana, Maroon 5,
Really?
and Jack Johnson.
Well, we've got Under Oath. They're San Diego, right?
No, they're Florida.
They are?
Yeah.
I could have sworn they were San Diego.
You know what I learned recently is that Andy Grammer was a like pier artist. He was just singing out on the pier for money, and
Oh, what?
and, like someone picked him up on the side of the street. Yeah,
It's like a movie.
Wow.
Right?
That
Like,
is
Like,
a
I
movie.
didn't think that actually
his
happened
life
in real
is
life.
a movie. If you ever really listen to his music, it sounds like it was made from a life that was a movie.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
So San Diego can work for some people, but LA obviously has... The thing about LA and San Diego music-wise is anybody who's good in San Diego will make their way to LA. And so generally,
Good
like
at music, not
Good at
good as
music.
a person, because
Right.
then they would stay away from LA.
yeah, but at music.
He
so
really hates that.
It's
he
the
sure-
worst.
He really does. But so I would say, like, in terms of people making it in music, it's got to be LA.
Got it.
So I would say visit your sister a few times a year and play in LA. The Hotel Cafe is the bomb.
I've heard.
Go play there. Have you met my buddy Roger?
No.
We're contractually obligated to mention him once a
Every
show.
episode.
He's in similar circles, so
Okay.
you might have met him. Anyway, we played at the Hotel Cafe, and it was the coolest thing. Like,
that's nice.
none of those people had ever heard of him, and yet, like, I just backed him up on Cajon. But yet, there was probably 150 people just dedicatedly up front watching the show, super into it. He sold a ton of merch. And, like, they were getting everybody's signature. I played Cajon, they got my signature. Like,
That's awesome.
that's how cool the fans were. So I definitely recommend there.
I will. I'll
But,
go.
like, go play in LA and see,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's certain types of, like, on a musical level, like, Nashville is so saturated with talent that, like, people can't see certain things. And you might take off there instead of here. So that's my game plan for you.
Thank you.
Pursue the artist thing. Try LA too.
Yeah.
Tour around here.
I will.
See, because this audience that, like, the greater, like, Nashville region, you know, you basically have one day out in a circle. So you've got Midwest, the East Coast, and the Southwest, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So, like, this is one type of human. LA's a whole different type of, like, the West Coast is a whole different type of person.
Right.
Try both. See where you take off, and then simultaneously pursue a music business related career here.
I love that plan.
That is,
Wow. That's a well-developed plan.
thank you.
You should
Okay.
be my advisor. You should have been my advisor.
I have a very,
I know.
very, very different
That's what
plan.
I'm saying. Here, I'll come fix that.
Quite
Oh,
different.
wait, I got it.
Jury's opposite plan.
But before we get into Jury's opposite
How
plan,
technical?
should we do another song first?
Before jury.
You,
Okay.
you said vintage earlier, and it
Okay.
made me think of the cover that I'm doing. The one cover
Oh, this is a great choice.
we added.
This is a last minute edition, folks.
No one can see it, but there's a loop pedal at my feet. In case anyone was wondering why I keep bending over to touch something on the ground. All right.
Now this is now you wrote this song, right?
I wish I wrote this song.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. Well, you were only waiting for this moment to rise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Oh, take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. Well, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. And blackbird fly. And blackbird fly. Oh, blackbird, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. We'll take these broken wings and learn to fly. And all your life home, where you were only waiting for this moment moment to be free. And blackbird fly, and blackbird fly. Oh, blackbird, won't you fly for me into the light of the dark black night?
All right,
That was great.
Blackbird.
So you wrote that song.
Right.
What did you write that song about?
Just, you know,
Things.
the birds.
The birds.
The birds.
The birds one morning.
I actually watched
Which,
a
just in
Paul
case anybody doesn't know, she didn't write that song.
I didn't. I
Just to
so
be
wish
clear.
I did, though. Come on. Imagine if.
So I
People always tell you not to cover the Beatles. I've heard that so many
What?
times.
What? I've never heard that.
I've heard
All those
so
people
many
suck.
Just don't cover the Beatles. It's not worth
They're
it.
like
but
the
I
most coverable
love
band.
covering the Beatles and just making it
Good call.
different. And yeah, their music was incredible.
It was a
Is
great call.
incredible.
But you like retained it. Like if you ruined that cover, I probably wouldn't let you know, to be honest. But
Right.
But because
Did
I'm
I?
saying you did
Yeah,
not.
no,
You did
now
not,
I
you did
want to
not.
know. Do you think she
You did not. No.
How rude.
Kick me out. Just take me out now. You know?
No, but it would like ruin it. To me, what ruins covers is when you change the melody in too much of a fundamental way. When people change the melody of a vocal, unless it wasn't that good of a song in the first place and you made it better. But in general, like if you sang here and you were like, Blackbird singing in the dead of night, I'd be like, fuck you. Like, get the fuck off my show. Okay.
Please leave.
But like, so I think you have to do. There's something interesting in a cover where you have to just do like enough of the real thing with the melody and the
Right.
rhythm to where,
Yeah.
like, you don't. I still want to hear
Don't ruin
Blackbird.
the
Right.
integrity.
I mean,
of
you
the
still hear
song.
the same, like a similar finger picking pattern in a lot of the parts, but,
But
other
you
times it was
changed-
different.
But
Yeah.
you changed it rhythmically, but in a way that didn't destroy it. Like it gave it a new feel, but it kept the feel I like enough that I wasn't offended, and so I was able to enjoy it and come
Wonderful.
along for the ride.
I'm glad.
So I just think like, great job. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Great job.
Thanks.
Also, I watched an interview with Paul McCartney recently, and did you know he wrote that song about the civil rights movement?
No, but you know he's in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
you
They're
showed
making
me.
another. Can
No,
they
this is
stop?
the last one that came out,
Okay.
2017.
They're
They
making
should've
another
stopped.
one.
I
You
know, isn't that
They
so
really
stupid?
need to stop.
Are they really?
For
After
real?
the third one, I was done. I was ready by the third.
There's 5.
I know how many there are, and Johnny Depp isn't going to be in the next one.
What? Even he was done with it?
He was like, all right, bro.
Even he.
We're cutting it off
Even
here.
Johnny Depp.
And you can't. I of course trust Johnny Depp. If he's not in it, there's something wrong there. You know, there's got to be something wrong with that film.
But he
He's
was also
known
in the
something
last
was
2,
wrong,
and they
but
were
he
both
just-
wrong.
He just.
That's
But he
true.
wanted to be
He
Jack
stuck around.
Sparrow.
He just
It
wanted to
was-
be Jack Sparrow so bad.
He was like, look, love, it's not worth it being in these films anymore, but I'll show up anyway.
Yeah, Paul McCartney has like a 30-second cameo. I had to like rewind it. I was like, why are the guy so familiar? This random pirate in a jail cell. I was like, that's fucking Paul McCartney. Are you kidding me? Why is he in this movie? You know, he just called someone and was just like, look, I want to be in
I
Pirates of the
want to be
Caribbean.
in the movie. Put me in the movie, and they were like, "Absolutely, sir. Yes, we'll have a plane
Yeah,
right
no
away."
problem. That's why they made the movie, just because he wanted to be in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Amazing.
Insane,
What's going on with your food?
right?
Nothing. Your cousin's ordering me
What?
or texting me.
Oh,
Food order. Text. I'm confusing words.
sure. Words are hard sometimes.
Okay.
Agreed. Songwriting.
So I have
is
very
hard.
opposite advice of what he said that you should do.
Sure.
Not completely opposite. Some of the things I definitely agree with. Getting a job in music related or production or arty something related
Yeah.
thing makes total sense.
Okay.
That's how you learn things. That's how you meet people.
Right.
That's great. But the thing is, there's a billion people, especially in Nashville, trying to be artists, trying to be musicians, trying to go out and sing and dance or play or
Whatever, yeah.
whatever. A billion of them. And in LA, there's a billion of them. And in almost every city, there's still a lot of them. Now, in almost every other city, they're usually not very good. But there's some gems, you know.
Yeah.
But there are some other types of spaces that haven't quite been as flooded yet. Biggest ones being things like Twitch, live streaming, video.
Right.
There are people who are doing great in music, in things like that, in this newer type of
Platform.
platform.
Yeah.
Right. I know there's a couple guys who are big
Just my
drummers.
food. No, that's for everybody.
Yeah, there's a couple guys who are like, all they do is drum. All their stream is just drumming. And there's so few people doing it, it's much easier to build an audience.
Maybe I should start a Twitch.
You should start a Twitch.
Is
You
it
should start a
free?
music. Yeah. It's free.
Maybe I will.
And I like Floop, exactly Floppy. He's one of the drummers. And there's some people doing singing, some people playing piano, but there's not a lot.
Yeah.
And Twitch is trying to make a big push right now since they grew so large in the gaming industry away
Yeah.
from that.
I know gaming is like taking over Twitch.
Taking over the world. But
True. True.
but that's how Twitch started, pretty much, kind of. But that's what it's mostly dominant. Still,
Yeah.
95% is going to be that. But now there's more and more real life stuff. Some people are just streaming them hiking or streaming whatever.
Right.
But the music side of it is very small right now. And there are millions. Floppy, can you look up how many millions of people watch Twitch every month? Out of curiosity, I'm going to guess
I am
4 to
no.
10. Yeah, sure. I mean,
I was
I'm
gonna say
right.
this is the part of the podcast where people find out that I'm a vegan and everybody logs off.
And goodbye.
And we're done.
And good night.
Episode over. No. I was like, is this vegan friendly? I don't even know.
It is. It's no, gluten free.
It says gluten free. Sorry if I just ruined your life.
Made out of
apple.
It's made out of apples.
Yeah, it says no added sugar, nothing artificial,
know
locally
what?
crafted.
No apple worms were killed in the process.
No, none at all.
So essentially, I would say, yeah, sure, do the job thing. That's great. Build, learn, whatever.
Right.
But try to take advantage of a space that not as many people are trying to be involved in because it's much easier to stand out and get noticed. Because you could be the best musician in the whole world and never get noticed
Right.
if you're around a bunch of others who are also really good.
No, I understand that.
Take advantage of the digital space. The internet.
So your advice wasn't contradictory to mine. It was just an addition.
Yeah. Well, also I said, but don't move to LA.
I didn't say move to LA. I said
No,
go
just
visit
go.
your
But
sister and
You said
play.
she might like
Right.
blow up in LA. I'm like,
she
you don't
does,
even
then
want to
move
blow
there.
up in LA. Get
If
out
you
of there.
blew up, you
Don't even
wanna
go
move.
to that city.
I think LA is
2.2 million broadcasts.
probably phenomenal if you're rich. But lame
That
if
was
you're
my
poor.
that was my theory. Was like stay here, save up money, then move. I don't think I can be landlocked for this long. Like I need to go find water.
Sure. So
It can be
That's
found.
the symbol for
now I
finding
know
water.
I like
almost
that.
I
It's a
know
good
almost
digging.
nothing about Ohio.
Oh,
By the way,
what do you want to know?
Well, I was gonna say because you said in my mind Ohio's landlocked. Is it not?
No, there's Lake Erie.
Oh, you have a lake.
There's a lake, yeah. But that's what I mean.
Oh,
Any water,
a
any water
lake.
at all. I know there's like.
Now they're a
Percy
little
Creeks.
bigger out there. You've never been to the Great Lakes.
I have never been to
Oh,
the
they're
Great Lakes.
huge.
It's like Lake Erie is part of the Great Lakes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Floppy says 15 million monthly viewers right now on Twitch.
Wow.
It's a lot, and there's like 15 musicians who are like killing it. You know what I mean?
All right, fine. Starting. Taryn on Twitch. That's what. It'll be
that's
I bet
it.
you that might not even be taken.
Welcome to Taryn on Twitch.
I actually want to know how many people.
Don't you
named
know there's
Taryn are on
like
Twitch.
7 other Tarens there too? They all
I'm gonna
started their
search
Twitch
right now
accounts.
because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't see one. I see people with like similar things that's coming up.
Okay.
But I don't see a
Twar-
Taryn. Oh wait,
Twarina?
unless I'm in the wrong channel. Never mind. Those are people who just live now. Yeah, there's a Taryn channel.
All right.
There
There's
are-
only one though.
There
right?
are 99 channels that have come up that are related, so like pretty close.
Well, I'm different.
You got Taryn Ree.
But just because they have a channel doesn't mean they're doing anything.
Right.
You know?
You can be
Yeah.
Taryn Music. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Or Taryn on Twitch.
I'm still into that one. We'll sleep on it. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll start it. But the other thing is, I don't really like. Where'd you get these two?
Cameras?
Cameras?
The internet.
Yeah, Amazon.
Where you get
They're like
everything.
super cheap.
Really cheap?
I think you can get that one for like $20 probably
Oh.
used. Like it's nothing.
Easy.
It's yeah.
Perfect. I'll start a Twitch.
Heck yeah. See that? Recruiting people every day.
Yeah.
Which is that's one of the reasons why I had the idea to originally do the podcast. Was I was
Yeah.
just like, nobody's doing this, and that sounds cool.
Yeah, of course.
So, anyways, just another separate, different option rather than the more traditional route.
So based on our advice, what are you doing after you graduate?
Yeah, you have to pick now.
Okay. Well, so I when I decided to go ahead and start this career of me being artist, I also decided to map out like a 5-year plan, just write everything down that I was thinking. And obviously it's going to take more than 5 years to, like I ended up, it was the end of the 5 years and I was like touring in Europe. Obviously that's not going to happen in 5 years, but at least it gave me, well, it gave me some kind of like, here are the goals that you need to set.
Yeah.
Take your own time to do it, but make sure that you're hitting all of these along the way. So the plan right now is I have a single coming out at the end of the month.
You have what?
A single, my first single.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'll play it later. I could probably like play the track. I don't know if you can do that.
And we can,
somehow.
but much rather hear it live.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it live. So that's the first step. That's the first thing that I have out at all. Like I've released anything by myself.
Besides one Christmas song.
That's true. Besides, that's actually technically not on my Spotify page because it's under Taryn Antrobus. But that's okay. It's still, we'll figure it out. We'll fix it. It'll work.
People will find it in the future when they like learn your real last name.
No one will know for until
only
then.
the true fans.
Why wasn't she on here for the Christmas episode?
I wasn't in town.
She wasn't in town.
Yep.
Yeah, she was invited. Yeah,
All right,
I was. I remember.
Just making sure.
I was
sure
sad
you
that I
weren't
couldn't
rude.
come. He did invite me. I was in a big group chat. Don't worry.
We're very big.
So the plan would be get that song out. When that song comes out, there's a whole kind of marketing push on my own end to send it to different radios in the area or like independent radio stations that still have a following but don't get people like walking in their door giving them a hard copy CD and just a letter about myself. Like that's what I want to do. I want to go to their front door and say, hi, this is me. This is my music. If you like it, play it. If you don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
But instead of just an email that's going to get lost within all of the other emails that you get, physical. So that's the first idea.
Approach. I wonder how many people are doing that.
I'm not sure, but we're going to find out.
If you look at like movies, everybody's doing it. But those are old.
Yeah,
like nobody's doing that anymore, right? No one's going in there.
I feel like the music industry always jumps ahead first. You know, like the music industry was like, yeah, let's just start emailing stuff now. The film industry, I don't know if it's there yet or not. I don't know. I don't work in it. But so that's the plan, really push that single. And then I already have started recording the next like project. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just an LP or an EP or something small, but it's not going to come out until probably end of the summer. But I've started recording those tracks already, so I have a lot of time. I think that's the biggest thing for me is I just need a lot of time to make tracks perfect. So the process is always like starting with a scratch, building the song. And the whole single was done electronically on Studio One. My producer's name is Joey Burcham. He's a very talented young man.
We'll have to have him come on the show.
Yeah, no, you should. He's a wizard in Studio One. He knows that whole program back and forth. So that process of the first single was like probably over 2 months to get like a really finalized product. And even after he sent me the master that we had, I went back in like a week later and I was like, let's just change this one thing that I can't get off my brain. And that's one of the disadvantages of being the artist and wanting to be that involved in the production, because I think that was a really important factor of being an artist, was spending that time in the studio. Oh, that is sad. Look at that. What you made him do?
No, I said I'm good. He didn't just steal it.
But I wanted to be really, really involved in the production process and make sure that I was hearing all of the drum sounds that we were going through and stuff like that. So it was a very involved process. But since getting that single finished, everything has kind of gone a lot smoother, and we have learned how to communicate with each other, and now we're like in sync more minds. So it's exciting because every time we do a new project now, I'm like, this is great bones, and I can't wait to expand on that. And so I also, none of this is like, the biggest thing I wanted was nothing is, you don't have to pay for my music. Like, if you want the file, I'll email you the file. It's going to be everywhere anyway. So like, a friend in Atlanta was like, when can I buy it? Where can I buy it? And I'm like, you can buy it on iTunes, but I have your email. Like, you're probably going to get it in an email anyway. Like, I never wanted this to be this isn't about money for me. It's just about, this is my purest form of expression, and I have to get it out or else I'm going to regret not doing it. So that's where we are now.
But you know, like if you go like full time and like doing it for a living, you got to make some money though.
Yes.
Okay.
That
Just checking.
nice.
I got to make sure that we're all on the same page.
No, I definitely,
I think they cover that day one at Belmont.
Yeah. That is money is definitely a thing at Belmont. But yeah, so plan a single and then another project and then we go from there. But shows on the side. I think right now I have something lined up for May 1st as a show, but it's not confirmed, so I don't want to. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure. I have it confirmed. I think they have it confirmed. We're confirming, we're in the confirming process.
TBD. Well, where can people follow you?
Everywhere. It's Taryn _.
Floppy, can you go ahead and post the links for me? Floppy's also my moderator.
Oh, cool.
I sent him all your links earlier.
Oh, very cool.
So I'll post them in the chat for you. Assuming he's paying attention right now.
Right. Well, yes, everything is Taryn _ ANTRO. I tried to do it a bunch of different ways, but Instagram is stubborn. And someone has Taryn already.
Doesn't that suck?
It does suck. It does suck, but...
Thanks, Floppy.
That's okay. So yeah, Instagram, Twitter. I do technically have a Spotify account, but there's no music there. So we're waiting until the single to kind of say like, hey, here's the account. Go follow it if you want. And then I don't have a website yet because I think it's unnecessary at this point right now to pay for one. But eventually we will get there. And after that, I think it's just I want to play anywhere and everywhere and go up the east and just drive and like just drive and do coffee shop shows like across the US. I think I want to save up and do that. Just do like a big tour of the US. We'll figure it out. And then I would love to open up for anybody at all. Literally anyone.
I was like, do we have somebody you can up for this second?
Do we know anybody?
Yeah, do we know any musicians?
We could probably call somebody right now.
Right this second.
Have
we
them
could make that dream
come be on the show.
Yeah, is Roger in
and
town?
then you
He's
would
have
had opened for them because you played earlier.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. And that counts. I'm fine with that.
That totally counts. Yeah, it's an easy count. Yeah, we can call anybody. Jordy obviously won't answer the phone.
No, he apparently doesn't.
I hope one day Jordy goes back and just hears all these episodes.
He's not gonna. You know how many hours that is? It's a lot.
Find the little Easter eggs.
We're close. We're nearby 100 hours probably.
So
send him like timestamps.
But he comes on the episode first, and then he enjoys himself, listens back to his episode, thinks that's great. Then he's on the road all the time, so he probably has time to listen to podcasts.
Just listen through on the radio.
Driving.
So then he's like, "Oh, that was fun. Oh, Taryn, she's cool." And then he goes back and listens, and he's like, "Oh my god,
this episode's actually about me."
But he hears me talking about him. Oh, so then he goes to past episodes.
He's like, "You're a time traveler. How did you know this exact thing was going to happen in this way?" You know what I mean?
I lost track of you, but yeah, go for it. Time travel. You mind grabbing me another cider? I just don't think I'm on your level yet. Time travel is it's the next level of drinking.
Level.
Sure, it takes more. We have plenty more ciders if you want more ciders.
I have a friend, and I won't mention him by name
have 14.
on the episode, but
we'll call him Tanner.
We'll call him Tanner.
That's actually a nickname I had in high school for a short period.
What?
Just by one person, but one person called me Tanner.
That changes everything.
Oh my god!
Jerry has a whole Tanner thing. It's true. Maybe you could be at Tanner.
No. Oh god. So here's the deal with Tanner.
Okay. I don't like it already.
Not a specific person. Just the generalities that are Tanner.
Yeah.
Floppy says, "Don't say it." When you think of in your mind a dude named Tanner, like imagine that guy.
I know a guy.
Don't imagine that guy.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'm just gonna make fun of that guy, and I don't want to make fun of that guy.
That's okay. I mean,
unless he's a dick, in which case, screw him. But because let's be real, most people named Tanner are dicks.
Yeah.
Right? They're bros.
So.
They wear their hats to the side and up. They, like their parents are paying for all their shit, and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're probably blonde.
He's a brunette, but okay.
Okay, we'll allow it.
I see Tanner's as a brunette. Yeah.
Really, I see Tanner as like a blonde man. Tanner is just like when I hear the name Tanner, I just think it's like the epitome of like that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Look at that fucking guy. Ugh. It just bugs me the most. It's my least favorite of the names.
I mean,
followed by.
I mean, there's a whole class of that name. Your Chads, your Skylers, your Tristans, Kyle. Kyle, I'm okay. I think I've met too many okay Kyles that it's hard for me to really get on board. I'm not liking Kyles.
supposed to be like Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Brad.
Ooh, Brad, Chad.
Anything that rhymes with Chad. Thad. Oh, we have a Thad. Don't we have a Thad to watch the show? Yeah.
He's
cool.
grounded.
Is he here right now?
He's not here right now.
Okay,
he
good.
told me he can't be around for a little bit because he's grounded.
Is he grounded
because
for
he got
watch-
a B+ in a class? His parents grounded him.
Oh, wow.
D's get degrees. Let me say it again.
I've always heard of C's get degrees. Have they downgraded?
D's get
yeah.
degrees. Yeah, you pass with a D.
yeah. Co used to say D stands for diploma. Yeah.
That works too.
So-
Anything to get the degree.
Now, to be fair, he didn't graduate from college, but
I haven't gotten any D's, in case anyone's wondering. Haven't gotten to that point yet.
are
Did
your
get a
parents
C.
watching right now?
Probably not, but they
just
will
in case.
eventually, and I'm definitely going to
Otherwise,
get a phone
you're
call
grounded.
about it.
Hey, we heard
God.
you got D's. I don't know if you know how much Belmont costs, but you're going to find out.
D's might get degrees. They don't
$1,240
replace
a
money.
credit.
What?
Yeah.
$1,240 credit.
Ah, I see.
Until next fall, then it's $1,280.
Really?
In case you didn't know, it's going up.
I didn't know that.
$17,000 a semester
Again, it's going up again.
every year.
Well, I'm getting out.
You only got one more year, right?
I have one semester. I graduate in December.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of there.
Oh, I'm trying.
Graduate, because
I've
they're gonna
been
keep raising
trying.
it on
I thought
you.
I was going to graduate this summer. They told me I was going to graduate this summer, and then I went to my advising appointment, and he pulled up 12 credits out of nowhere that we didn't talk about.
I've had nightmares, and I mean, I graduated 7 years ago. I've had nightmares even this year, where like I'm still in school, and I thought I was about to graduate, but it turns out I don't get to graduate with my class because there's these credits that
Yep.
I didn't take.
There are always those.
Oh my gosh.
credits.
There always is. It happens so much.
That just reminded me. I have this recurring nightmare that you
never
know,
really graduated
You
to
always,
begin
no. you forget whoops, hit the mic. You forget your dreams a lot. You know, I do. I know you say you don't even like dream at all.
I never remember my dreams.
I
Very
dream,
rare.
but I forget them. But I just reminded myself, like, I have a very recurring dream that I am not going to graduate. Like, I don't get to graduate. Excuse me, don't get to graduate on time because I don't
That's rough.
have my
It's a hard thing to wake up
enough
to.
credits, right? Now I'm like, I can feel that pain, but like I constantly have to remind myself I graduated many years ago.
But
I have this like feeling of like there's this class I'm failing, I didn't take that class. Damn it. Okay, we'll get off my dreams. I know you hate dreams, but
I do hate dreams.
Really?
Well, here's the thing: is your dreams are very interesting to you and interesting to nobody else. And when you tell a dream, when you're so excited because it was like this crazy experience, and then the other person, to them, it's just something that never happened. You're just making shit up. It's pretty much, you know. I can be like, dude, yesterday I fucking flew on a dragon, breathing fire on all the villagers. And you'll be like, no, you didn't. I'm like, that's right. I made that shit up. It means nothing to anybody else except for you.
now at the same time, you also like a lot of fiction, which is the same
you mean
thing.
a well fleshed out story constructed over years to be amazing, and not something your mind just made up while you were literally unconscious?
I think the reason I love dreams is because it's what your mind makes up when you're unconscious. That's
People's minds are
insane
not
to me.
good.
It's sometimes I have recurring. It's been recently so strange. I went to a show at Dark Matter. It's a venue in East Nashville. Very specific venue that I'd never been to before.
Cool name.
And the first time that I went, cool spelling too. It's like DRKMTR. Yeah.
They're too cool for school.
Yeah, they are. I walked in there and I was like, I'm not cool enough for this place. But it was my first time being there, and I was paying at the register, and I like turned my head, and there was this, on stage was this female guitarist, and she had this green light on her, and immediately I was like, I had this dream. I remember this dream very vividly. And I turned to my friend and I was like, I dreamed this. And then we just like went on about the night, and it was not a big deal, but I couldn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
And
Such a random statement.
It was very,
I dreamed this.
Yeah. And it was very nonchalant too. Like I was like, I had a dream about this. So you want to watch the show? But I never
she was like,
really,
cool.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, nice. But how weird. And it also could just be me thinking that my brain is playing tricks on me. But I as soon as I looked, I was like, this was a dream.
That's
So that's
weird.
why I like dreams, because it's like, what?
See, now, but that is at least
Crazy.
a dream story that is interesting because it relates to real life. in like a real tangible way.
That's true.
You know, I had this real life experience that triggered this
true.
memory
I don't really tell
of my
dreams.
subconscious.
Yeah. There are a lot of dreams I have where I'm just like flying, you know, the typical.
Right.
Or like
Nobody wants to hear
underwater,
that,
but
you
you
know
can
what I mean?
breathe. I've had breathing underwater a lot.
Ooh, that's cool.
It's really fun.
I've never
But it
had
never
either of
happened.
those.
That's the thing. It never happened.
And I hated waking up from those because I realized it could never happen. If I tried to breathe underwater, I would die. That's the fact. And I hate that.
I mean, like a
Have you ever
scuba
had a
mask.
dream that was so bad, like that when you woke up, you felt great because you realized it wasn't real?
Yeah. Probably. I don't know if I
But
can
not a
name
specific
it.
one you could divulge in this moment in
No,
time.
because my dreams recently have been really good.
That's nice.
Like the kind that you don't want to wake up, or you wake up and you're like, ah, shit, and you go back to sleep really quickly.
yeah,
Trying to get
you're
back
like,
into it quick enough.
But they're not like subjectively good dreams. They're just adventures. Like I've had adventure dreams lately, so I'm like,
that's
where is
cool.
the adventure gonna go? Yeah, I like dreams.
yeah, it'd be funny for like the dream world for you to like come back to sleep and like you just magically reappear and you're like,
Right.
hey guys, I'm back. Sorry. like, where did
You know
you
what?
go?
I'm not gonna go to my
it's
8
cool.
a.m. We're fine. Let's just stay a little longer. Can figure this shit out.
Welcome back, Taryn. We're about to paint the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh my god.
The Rainbow Bridge.
It's Mario Kart. My dreams are just Mario Kart.
Oh dear, yeah. I don't even know how we got here. How did we
We're
get here?
deep down the rabbit hole.
Dreams, man.
Oh man. I don't even have a method to pull it back from where we've gone.
I don't
Wow,
remember
you
where
have-
we were.
And we've
have
gone
no
to some
method?
weird places before.
Dreamland, man, it's just upside down. I was gonna say this about dreams. A lot of, I think a lot of media can, not all, but some media comes out of dreams, like books, movies, ideas people have, songs. You know, Paul
Sure.
McCartney. Ooh, I'm gonna tie that shit back.
Pointing at me
Watch
so
this.
aggressively. Huh?
Watch this method.
Oh.
Okay, Paul McCartney had. I have to remember now. Let It Be came out of a dream, and he has said that many of his songs came out of a dream,
Sure. Or drug-induced
or
state.
a number of them. Yeah, but Let It Be, he had a dream, and his mom, who had passed away when he was really young, came to him in his
Yes.
dream, and he
Who's
was really
married.
I
upset.
feel like I've heard this story, but
and she's like, Paul, you're so upset. You know, let it be. And I just woke up and I had the melody in my head. Like, he has woken up with melodies in his head
Isn't that fantastic?
for his great songs. Yeah. Like, what a cheat. like
you
that's
heard it here
amazing.
first, Paul McCartney. What a cheat from Ryan Poole.
Name of the episode. So he woke up with Let It Be in his head, and of course it's like one of the greatest songs of all time. So he also wrote Blackbird, and in this maybe the same interview, I heard him say that Blackbird was about the civil rights movement. Let it come back. I'm bringing it.
Wait, I thought
back.
John Lennon wrote Blackbird.
No, he did not. Paul McCartney wrote it and sung it. Paul McCartney wrote Blackbird.
Why do I have a weird...
And
somebody told me that.
they're a
I'm
liar.
completely
Sometimes they
wrong.
both wrote so many though.
Right.
It's hard to keep it straight.
It's true.
I
He wrote it
understand
about
your
the civil
confusion.
rights movement. Now, when I heard him on the interview say this, I was a little bit like, did you really, or did you come up with that later? But according to Paul McCartney, he wrote about the civil rights movement, and he's like, well, you know, a bird in England's a girl, so it's like to a black girl. That's what he said. And
Interesting.
so Blackbird Fly, it's like, you know, you're talking about them
Freedom.
having freedom, and it's he has said Blackbird is about the civil rights movement, and it's not about a black bird, it is about a black girl experiencing this newfound freedom and waiting
That's
waiting
cool.
for this moment to arise. Yeah. So and now we're back
song.
to where we started, which was her
Blackbird.
playing Blackbird. Damn, that was a good loop.
All full circle.
Full circle. Just in time to play another
I was also
song.
going to say, like, it's about time to play another song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna say
We'll
the-
see where
the
this song
Beatles-
takes us.
The Beatles definitely were like one of probably my biggest influence, I'd say. Out of all of the bands and all of the people, they were the band that I always went back to. Even
Yeah.
when I started listening to them when I was really young. And then I found them again as a teenager and went through like all of their album discography by timetable. So I do that like once every 2 years, I'll just listen to the whole discography all the way through. It's a journey.
That's really cool.
It was fun. It was a long day, but it was worth it. A lot of it usually happens when you're driving.
One day? Did you say a long day?
Yeah.
One day?
Yeah.
The whole discography in one day?
Yeah, definitely. It's under 24 hours.
That is nuts. That is
Are
nuts.
you going to look it up?
What?
No, I'm just changing the camera.
We'll look it up after you leave and then judge
I am
you
curious how
secretly.
long that is now. Yeah.
That's nuts. Okay, so what is this song?
This song is called Impracticalities.
Okay.
That's a tentative name. If anyone has a better idea.
So is this the single that's coming out? Is it this one?
The single
No. Okay.
will be last. We'll play the single last.
Okay.
Unless you want me to play it now, which I can do.
No, you do you.
You can unmute that. Yeah. So this is Impracticalities. And what's the song? Where did it come from?
It came...
Was it from a dream?
No, it was... I think it was... I had this written down first. That run. And I didn't know what to do with it. And then I also had the chorus. So I had all the chords. I just didn't know, like, what kind of theme it was going for. And I really, really liked this. So I wanted... This always happens where I find specific melodies or mixes that I love so much, and then I can't write to them for a really long time because I know how good I want it to be. And every time I try and write it, if it's not there, I'm like, I'm not going to push it because the song is there somewhere. You just have to find the perfect, you have to find the melody. So I sat with it for a while, and then it just kind of came out of me. The majority of these songs happen within like 20 minutes. They'll happen really, really quickly. And then I'll go back and edit and revise if I have to. But this one it's just about traffic, mostly. It's an interesting way to describe traffic. But
Like what you'll be experiencing every day if you move to LA.
That's correct.
definitely.
But also,
You thought
every
Nashville
day if you
traffic
live
was
in
bad.
Nashville.
Right.
You thought Nashville traffic was bad. You never been to LA.
Nashville's not that bad. Like, I lived in Atlanta.
I've heard Atlanta's really bad.
Atlanta's like the worst
It's
I've ever
really
experienced.
bad. But so when I was living in Atlanta, I learned just how to like love and appreciate the traffic for what it is, because you can't change the situation you're in. So
Yeah.
why not like roll down the windows in the summertime in Atlanta when it's beautiful and warm outside and super humid, but you just exist in it. I know I love humidity. It's a weird thing. I think
You're
it's
the
'cause
only
I grew
one.
up in Cleveland and it's so cold there all the time that humidity is like this
warm
warmth.
blanket.
Yeah.
Humidity almost made me want to go back to California.
Almost. But yeah, it's kind of just about like making the most out of it.
Yeah. Totally tracking.
And a lot of the times when I'm in my car, I listen to like my favorite songs, or I make weekly playlists and I'll just play random music. But it's the time where I can sit and actually listen and not be thinking about other stuff. So you kind of like let, again, heavy head thoughts or like impracticalities that run around your brain all the time when you're in the car and in traffic and can't control the situation. You might as well just exist. So this is called Impracticalities. I want to make sure I have the tempo right though.
Another day, and the brake lights are melting it away. Through the rain, I'm trying to drown out the impracticalities constantly swarming my brain. And I'm waiting for the light to change. Turn away, turn up the volume, I'm making a common mistake. That a person's value lies beneath their broken record cries and sweet escapes. A dime a dozen, so they say. But I'm stuck in my car, waiting for the light to change. No, I'll never go under time. Grab the miles tightly as they pass you by. Oh, no, no. Staring out window panes and writing with a pen. Oh, but isn't it permanent? How could it be perfect in its tangibility? Oh, get it out of me. Could you do me this one common courtesy? Because I'm stuck in my car and I'm waiting for the light to change. No, I'll never go very far, but I'll make it some other way. Because the only way I feel alive is holding on to time. Grab the miles tightly as they pass you by. Oh, no.
But that was I mean, the production on that song I'm really excited about. That's one of the ones that we recorded for the EP project in the summer, but that beat behind it, because it's when you hear the plucking, it sounds like it's going to be a folk song, and then it comes in with that like deep, and that's what I loved the most about it. Was it like my favorite thing about the stuff that we're producing is that it's this weird mix between acoustic, like folk singer-songwriter music and beats that you can now make on computers, which is crazy to me, but it's nice to be working with Joey because I can say something and he like immediately knows what it is or where it is or how to do it. So I'll say, like, in my head I have this sound and I use very obscure, strange like descriptors for this sound, and he still gets it every time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
So that was beautiful. That reminded me a lot of Joni Mitchell.
The Queen herself.
The Queen.
I love her
I thought Beyonce was the
so
Queen.
much.
Yes,
Oh,
Queen.
is Beyonce? I don't know. I
The
still
older
think
Queen.
I
Joni
thought that's what the
Mitchell's
world
the
agreed
Queen.
on.
She has Joni Mitchell
Beyonce's
is
newer Queen.
probably like biggest inspiration. I'd say definitely.
It reminded me a lot of the song. It's a completely different melody. Completely. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a ripoff. I'm just saying there's a similar emotional feel and like stream of consciousness as the song where the Going to California song. I forget what it's called. Going to California is like,
yeah.
how she's like, yeah, you'd sing it better than me. I don't even remember the lyrics at the moment, but just how she's kind of like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Could you sing it for us now?
I most of her lyrics, I have to like hear
You'd have
the
to look at it,
first
yeah.
because there are so many. It took me so long to learn Case of You. I had to listen to that song so many times, but the California one, I only know it's the California, I'm coming home. Like,
Yeah. There's this whole part about a pig, right?
What?
Like,
yeah, but
pigs-
she sings with this. Just it sounds like almost a conversation you're having with her. But there's still a melody behind it. There's still rhythm. There's still, a structure there. But it's very stream of consciousness. And I have all and everything I've written so far, it doesn't really follow that model of like verse, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted that. Like, I don't want to restrict myself to that format because it never comes out that way anyway. When I start things, they never end in like a nice start to
Clean
finish structure.
package.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I've tried a couple
Verse,
times.
chorus, verse,
Yeah.
chorus, verse,
And it
chorus,
works.
bridge, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's a song. We all know it, right?
It's literally every song. So she definitely, that was a good role model for that idea of not having to have any kind of structure and just like let your thoughts flow as freely as they can. But
Yeah.
that one's a fun one. I like mixing the acoustic and the beats. It's nice. It's a nice mix.
The end. No, just kidding. Just kidding. That was awesome. No one had. That was great. We didn't have anything to say.
That's true, which is rare for us.
Yeah, that is. No, it was nice. I mean, your music's like so chill. I'm just like listening to it. I'm just like
That's what
feeling
I
nice,
want. You know, I want
eating
like
my pizza, drinking my cider, and just feeling good. And I'm like,
exactly.
I don't need to
relaxing.
drill this girl. I don't need to ask her a bunch of questions. Okay, this is fine. I'm feeling good. You know.
good.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's the like normally we're pretty aggressive,
Yeah.
right? I think we're pretty aggressive.
Where did you get that top? Just kidding.
Top? You've
Was it
never
on
said
sale?
that in your
well,
life.
we usually. I mean, more of our
Where
guests
did
are
you get that top?
more of our guests are male.
Yes,
So
sure.
so I'm having to adapt it a little.
Is it? Have you done a female
just kidding.
before? Am I?
Yeah.
We have no.
No,
We've
we've
had
done
two others.
two others.
Two others, yeah. Well, and one of them came on twice, so depends how you want to count.
So like
that.
just
But yeah.
one, just 2 episodes, same girl.
No.
No.
And
Okay.
No, we had Carmen Brandy and Alyssa JC, and then Carmen came back for the
And
Christmas.
Leah was
Alyssa.
on the episode.
Oh yeah,
too.
and Leah was on the Christmas special too.
Oh,
So you're
talked to
you're
Leah a couple times.
4 or 5, depending on how you want to.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
I'm honored.
yeah.
Yeah, way to make her feel special.
But
You're
anyway.
the first.
Sorry, you are the first. Sorry, yeah. If Leah's watching, she's like, "Where's your training?" You are the first, the most special, and only girl that's ever been on the show, and never
ever
will
will
be.
be.
We'll never let another girl on. Not because we're sexist, because
But
you're
because
so
you're
special.
the
and
best
good.
there's ever been.
There's not a reason to have another. In fact, we're
This is
ending the
last
show now.
episode. We're done.
Everything's
This is
done.
it.
Pack it
Podcast
up.
over forever.
Yeah. And that's what I got out of being managed by a woman for 5 years. And I think it'll serve me well one day.
It will. Trust me, it will. She's smart.
I used to, I don't know. I probably should. I
You
feel
should.
like,
You
I feel like
definitely
it's like-
should.
I feel like it's something I could say. I'll edit it out later if I regret it.
I mean, Leah's not going
But-
to listen to this, so that's where you're going.
That's true. Leah
She's not
doesn't
gonna
listen to
this.
these. And also, I
I'm
don't
gonna
think she'd
text
really
her and
be
be
right.
like, you should listen.
But Leah would sound like we had these conversations, right? So she was my manager. So at a certain point in time, we joke about this because I'm so not. It's not natural to me to like think that way or talk that way. So like she called me and I started making this joke where I'd be like, "Hi, you've reached Ryan. If you'd like to hear how special you are, press 1. If you want to hear how you're
is 1.
unique and the only one like you, press 2. If you want to hear how you're the best and the only one who's great, press 3. And like I just go on. And she'd crack up because she knows like it's not from my heart.
Not
She knows,
only
but
from
I'm
the
also like I'm
Harsh.
trying. No. That's not to say like Leah's amazing.
You hear that, Leah?
You're not
Hear what he
the
just said about you? I'm telling her tomorrow when she comes over.
No, it's just she knows like is this I'm putting it on. Like I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But at the same time I think
You're
she
doing
also
a great job.
she appreciated the gesture that
Yeah.
somebody's out there, trying. But
Everybody does. You
But
need
like
that
it's just not I
sometimes.
just don't think it's natural for guys. Just be like, "You babe, you're the only one."
Yeah. No, I can
And
see
the
that.
people, right? Like when I just said
does
that,
feel-
the
it
person
sounds-
who that would feel natural too is a creeper. So you just got a bunch of normal guys just trying our best.
Yeah, I'm literally just trying my best.
You're
Nothing
so
else you
special.
can do, you know?
That's all
Besides
you
your
got.
best.
Well, I think there are. See, this is how I know that I think special is or unique. I mean, you are who you are. Everybody is different, but we're also all human, so we're all technically the same. Like when you break it down, but there are so many people where an artist that I would hear, like Jordy. The first time I heard Jordy live, I was like, that man is special. You are special. And then I just kept, like, it kept happening over and over again. William Wilde was another one where I was like, you are special. Or Stephen Day, too, seeing him live. And then I was like, how are they all special and unique? And it's in the different ways, but you realize at the end of the day, like, there is this just overwhelming talent here, and everybody is special in their own way. But it's like so many
Everybody's special.
But you also got to admit, there are some people who suck. Right?
Yes.
There's people who are the opposite of special.
We're all the special.
Oh, no, there are some who are
We're
definitely
all the
not
special.
so special.
Have you seen the Lego movie?
No. I know.
fine.
I'm so
Is that because you're an
I just-
adult, so you don't watch cartoons?
No, I know.
We haven't hung out enough for like me to know, but my just the small amount we've hung out, I think you would love it. I think you'd love it.
I know that I would. So many people
Yeah.
have recommended it to me. I just haven't. It hasn't been on my queue. I need to put it on the queue.
Put it on the queue. The theme of the special
I
is
hate
like
to
a
ask
big
this,
part
but
of the show.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't
I
think
don't know.
so. Netflix is always like if it has a good movie, it's for
It's
about
rare.
one day.
Yeah, Netflix
You know?
is a hot pile of
A month.
garbage.
But Prime, you got to go to Prime. You got to pay that $3.99.
Is it on
Totally
Prime?
worth it.
Everything's on
Everything's
Prime.
on
If
Prime,
you,
yeah.
I mean to rent on Prime.
Oh,
Right,
I have
right,
to.
right, right.
Okay.
Right.
See, isn't this hilarious? Those kind of purchases, I'm like, do I have to?
Yeah.
And then there's like a hydro flask, and I'm like, $49 for a
No
customized
problem.
24-ounce water bottle? Absolutely.
So keep my water cold forever.
And I don't
I'd be
need
stupid not to
movies.
buy it.
Yeah. No, I will. I'll watch it tonight. I got nothing else to do.
I mean, there's a lot of better
Absolutely.
movies out there.
There are so many good movies.
There are.
But it's really good.
It's okay. The song is great.
The song, there's only one song.
Everything is awesome.
I've
Yeah.
heard the song.
The song's great. The movie,
Didn't they make a couple?
I love it. We're different.
They made
Here's the
Lego
thing.
Batman
Here's what you
as
need to
well.
know. He hates animation.
And I watch cartoons as I am an adult and not a child who
Right.
watches cartoons.
One of those like weird things about him as a person. So
I mean, Inside
Like,
Out.
he
I
hates-
loved.
Inside
That's a
Out.
cartoon.
Oh yeah.
I watched it. It was okay.
like he
Fucking
hates
loved it.
Pixar movies. That's
All
how.
of them?
No,
That's
not
what a
all of
soulless
them.
bastard he is.
No.
Did you
no,
see
no, no.
Coco?
Yeah,
I
we
didn't like
watched Coco.
Coco.
We watched
I did
Coco
not like
together,
Coco.
and I loved it.
I thought it was okay.
Almost
at best.
cried, and he walked away like that was a cartoon.
Some of the most beautiful digital work that I have seen in years. The whole
beautiful.
when
Yeah.
they do that pan from the marigolds up to the huge world of all the dead people, gorgeous. So
I'm sure
much
it is.
detail.
Gorgeous,
People
great
just
story.
sat there.
I'm not
So
saying,
heartwarming.
I'm not
Have
saying
music
it's bad.
and
I'm just
everything.
saying it's a cartoon, and I just
Everything.
can't get into cartoons. You
You
know,
need the real face.
I need the real face, and yeah, now because I don't feel the same way about like what's the word I'm looking for, CGI stuff that's made to look real. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I'm fine with CGI. I just can't watch a cartoon. I just can't do it. Ugh. Now I will have some soft spots for movies I grew up with, like oh hey Liz, thanks for the raid. What's going on? Welcome.
Hi, Liz.
She lives in Tennessee.
Oh, does she? She should come by.
Yeah, well, she's my other moderator, so I know her well.
Oh, okay.
And thanks for the follow. I'm not even trying to pronounce her name. Snowkit.
You keep talking.
Okay,
TC
he'll work on that.
Snowkit.
Yeah. You're the professor.
I am the professor.
Go on, Professor Bird.
But I have soft spot for movies I grew up with, right?
Yeah.
Like Aladdin,
Okay.
Toy Story.
Everybody does.
I have a soft spot.
Yes, yeah.
But still, if you're like, hey, you want to go watch Aladdin? I'm like, no, because like
It's
I
just
watched
like
it as a kid.
It's like a normal Tuesday night.
Yeah, I don't watch Aladdin
go
on
watch
normal
Aladdin.
Tuesday. You know what I mean?
There are I'll go through cycles. Usually it's the winter time because it's cold and there's not much else to do. But I'll go through cycles of like rewatching Disney movies. We didn't have cable when we were little, so we like only had VHS tapes. And it was all the Disney movies and just every like cartoon you could imagine. And sometimes I'll go through those. But it's weird watching it as an adult. Right. It's been different lately. So I feel a little like my childhood self is like, stop rewatching these. You're completely
ruining it.
rethinking the film, and it's ruining the magic of it.
So would you say those movies are for people who are watching them as children then? And
Yeah, or people who have like young. There are young souls, young spirits who love Disney movies until they're 85. I might watch a Disney movie when I'm 85. Who says I won't?
You sure at that point you've lost your memory anyway? You're practically a child.
Like, what am I
It's
doing
your first
at 85?
time. It'll be like your first time watching Aladdin again.
I don't think
won't
so,
remember
TC
it 'cause
Snow.
I'll
Who's
Let me
this
check.
blue guy?
Oh, Robin
I knew a
Williams.
blue guy when I was in university at Oxford. And they're like, Grandma, no.
You didn't go
went
to
to
Oxford.
You went to Belmont.
No, I'll just tell my grandkids lies from the beginning. Yes, I did go to Oxford, and you should too.
That's
There's
smart.
your goal.
That's
Just
smart.
lie to kids.
Give them unrealistic expectations
They
for
won't
life.
believe anything. I would have believed anything when I was a kid. I still am a very gullible person.
No, you're not.
I mean, you might be. I don't know. We don't really know.
I was trying to
really am.
convince you that you weren't.
Oh.
I was going to see if you were that gullible.
Well, I was like, okay,
You're like, I'm not? Okay.
sure.
I'm not
Makes
I'm not
sense.
gullible. You said so.
It's just a lot. Like once, this is funny. I went over to get I was getting the Wi-Fi password basically, and the guy next to me already knew the Wi-Fi password, but I didn't know it, and he knew that. So he goes, "Oh, it's Three Dog Tika." You know, it's like that's the universal. If you want to get into any Wi-Fi at all, like that's what it is. And I tried it, and it worked. And I was like, "How did
man,
I
what a
not
great lie.
That is a
know
great lie.
that it was."
Oh man, I
Like,
gotta
I was like,
use that.
That kid had
What?
some foresight.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
he
playing
did.
the long game with his jokes.
And I
Thanks for the
believed
1,000
it.
bits, TC Snowkit. TC Snowkit, thanks for the bits.
Just
So what are bits?
It's like a Twitch currency they use to tip
Oh.
streamers when
Yeah.
you're
like
enjoying it.
Bitcoin. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, not
Twitch
like
coin.
Bitcoin. I mean, it's fake money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real money. You have to purchase the bits and then use them.
Right.
Not like Bitcoin. in
Bitcoin's a
that-
whole other thing.
Not like Bitcoin in that 1,000 Bitcoin would will stop working forever now. Depending on the
Got
month.
it.
You're right. Or we're still poor. Depending on the
Yeah,
month.
it depends.
I think we'll all be poor.
Forever?
I don't know.
That's really
I hope-
exciting to think about.
Maybe.
Wow, thank you.
How delightful.
Well, I don't believe that because I'm not gullible.
That's right. Not gullible.
So,
Here on
Three
Gold
Dog Tika?
One. 3 Dog Tika. That was their Wi-Fi password.
Did
And
you-
it's so specific too. And I still was like, "Yep, universal Wi-Fi password. It's got to be." I fully believed him.
Now, when did you learn that was a lie?
When I tried it on the other Wi-Fis that were available.
Why isn't this working?
Like,
No,
I
why
was
the
like,
hell is there
okay,
like-
cool, I'll do the next one too. And I tried it and it didn't work. And I was like, your fucking method doesn't work, man. Come on.
Did you complain to your friends about it? You're like,
I did.
Three Dog
Yeah.
Tika doesn't work here. What's going on?
What?
I did used to, when I was younger though, when I had an iPod. Before I had a
Classic.
flip phone for a very long time before the iPhone. So the iPod would only work with Wi-Fi.
Look,
I know,
young
I
lady.
know,
Yeah,
I
I'm just
know.
trying to prove your
How
age.
young you are.
I had a brick phone that was not even a flippable.
You had a brick
Flip
phone?
was the future.
Did you really have a brick
I
phone?
mean, now
Your
you might be in
parents.
different distinctions. I didn't have a brick.
I'm not talking a Zach Morris phone.
I didn't have a Zach
I'm talking
Morris
like a
phone.
Nokia.
Yeah.
I had a Nokia.
I had like what today would be called a burner. I
Yes.
had as my first cell phone
Well, that was
that
mine
I
too. It was
purchased
just
with my own money when I turned 16 and had my own business.
I purchased my own phone as well when I turned 18.
Okay, funny
My own
funny
money.
enough, I
Flip,
was
though. I
literally
spent the
on
extra money.
on the way to work today.
Not a cheap ass.
Was literally thinking, when I have kids, am I going to get them a cell phone? Because
No.
I feel like nah. I feel like I don't want them to have cell phones till they are 16, 17.
Yeah, I don't want, if I have kids, I don't want them to have phones until I had one, which was 16.
My
So
kids will be born with a
You
phone
can
in their hand.
suffer.
Because of your wife.
No, because I want my kids to be so dialed in with whatever the most current technology is that they are not left behind.
I'll let them be dialed in. I just don't want them to be dialed in all the time.
I want to be plugged into the Matrix, man.
Let me postulate.
You
this.
know-
Have you
growing
heard of that
up.
movie? I know you don't
came
believe
out
this.
around the time you were born.
I know you don't
I do
believe
know
this.
the Matrix, yes.
Just checking. I know.
I know you don't believe this because, first off, you already believe. I'm just going to go for the heart of the matter here.
Okay.
You already think kids today don't know how to use computers because they're so on their phone. They don't have
not
to.
just that. Well, yeah. Like when I meet with kids at work, kids. It's weird to say because I might meet with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may call us
Young
students.
adults.
Students. But when I meet with them and like they don't own a computer, that bugs me. So many students don't own a computer. They do everything on their phone. And except like maybe they have a laptop type essays, but they don't use it except for that. Like a desktop computer is like such a foreign
I
thing.
prefer a desktop.
Me too. It's so much better. But like, I feel like people these days of any age, students, folks,
The general
like they're
public.
losing the connection of how technology works, which is
Agreed.
what, like, we grew up with computers. Like the internet didn't exist when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we grew up like learning how that shit works and like grow. I tore apart computers in like 6th grade that like the school's throwing
fun.
away because I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Nowadays they
computers-
just buy a phone and they're just like, it works because magic. You know?
There's no understanding.
I think we were lucky the computers were hard because you had to like you wanted
had
to do
to
it,
know.
but you had to learn to troubleshoot.
And I was like
And that
downloading
still
games
that,
illegally for
baffled
like
me.
4-day downloads to try to get like some
Yeah.
shitty game from some ghetto like sketchy website. Like I had to figure out how to do these things. Now everything's so easy now.
But also you had to learn to like off of besides the legal downloads, which was important. An
I mean,
important
I
part
did
of
a
the
lot of
culture.
illegal downloading.
But
I
also,
downloaded so many things.
but also
completely
just
legal.
like learning how to like my computer's not working, but I
What do I
want to
do?
do it, so I got to
Yeah,
fix it.
right.
Because none of the adults know.
No, so
and
this
they
was
can't help you.
this was what I had to in production. That was the biggest thing that I learned was troubleshooting. And
Right.
it's troubleshooting under pressure too, because there's a light off and the next set starts in 15 minutes and you have to fix the light or else. You know, like
Yeah.
something's going wrong, we have to fix it right now. And that happens a lot in LED because it's so much data. Because each panel, each pixel is a piece of data. And when there are hundreds of them up on one wall and they're all supposed to be talking to each other, a lot of shit goes down. And we always, I mean, you put in like you try and take precautions, but that's what I mostly learned from production was like
Were you about to
how
say you put in redundancies, then dumbed it down for us? That's what it said.
redundancies. Yeah, I didn't want to.
That's how we're going.
Just trying to like cover your ass, you know.
It sounded very Matrixy.
What? Putting
Not Matrixy. That was dumb. It was just very techy to say redundancies.
I didn't want to sound.
I just like how
too
you stopped
techie.
and like dumbed it down for
Yeah,
us.
I'm very techy. All the
I
coloring.
covered my shit, yo. I'm cool.
Not a nerd. I am a nerd. I'm a huge nerd. I'm a massive. Processing was. I dove into process after doing that festival with the robotic arm. P3 was like my favorite app. And the Day for Night, one of their merch shirts was code, and if you typed in the code, their logo would come up, and you could like mess around.
That's
with
a
the
really
logo.
cool-
Isn't that
that's a really
incredible?
cool idea.
Whoever thought of that, such a genius. Even though technically it wasn't the correct logo, like one thing was wrong in the code, but if you change the one thing, then it's fine.
Well, you know, nobody's actually doing it except for like
No,
you.
right?
So.
Exactly.
No one's perfect. No one's a perfect genius.
But it's like the tech side of production. I am so interested in all of that and programming lights and just the way that data flows and data mapping, and it's crazy how much you can do with just some copper wire. Like I was making Cat 5. I had no idea what
Really?
Cat 5 was. And then every day I was making like hundreds of feet of it. It's still spinning.
I
Look at it.
Whoa, are we in Inception right now?
Oh my god.
Someone put the spinning top on. But yeah.
Yeah, Floppy says phones are pretty much a necessity nowadays. Not having a phone as a kid is a huge, horrible social crutch.
I actually think the opposite. So now they are a necessity at a certain age, to a certain extent. I also sometimes
I mean,
think
I'll
about.
get him a flip phone if
I'll tell
they
you
really
this.
need it.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
A few years
Yeah, it
ago,
is. They can live with it.
I went without a phone for about a month, and it made me feel so much more relaxed
When?
as a person. It was like 4 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were in Nashville and I was still in San Diego.
Correct.
Gotcha.
I
That's why-
had
that's
this.
why I don't
I
know
had this
about
monthish where I didn't have a phone, and during that time, I took a road trip out in East Tennessee, like the Smoky Mountains, and I did it without a phone. So I got there without a phone, and I rented a place without a phone, and I hung out and had a vacation without a phone, and it was really amazing.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, relied on my iPod for music. Anyway,
There's a lot of stuff that, I mean, there are a lot of things in phones that, I don't know, specifically social media. I feel like we haven't really, it's, what? Oh, the keys. There's such a platform, there's so much room there for, like, humanity and growth, and social media could be used in such a beautiful way, and I think we took it and decided it's just another place where eyes go, so let's use it for that only. And now it's just this big...
why do you think that happened?
Well, so I think it started with the fact that it's all free, because, so for example, Kim Kardashian makes $700,000 on a tweet, and Twitter sees none of that money. Right.
I'm surprised it's so low at this point.
Well, that's a tweet. An Instagram post is probably different. But
I'm not surprised. I mean, that's
$700,000. Do you know what kind of? I could do so much with $700,000. Woo! Wow. Yeah, no, she makes a lot of money. But the basic point is, Twitter doesn't get any of that money. So instead, of course, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook are selling our information to advertisers because that's how they make money. And we've completely overall, I don't think it should be a place where ads go. I think the mix between the two has caused a lot of turmoil, specifically in like the music industry. There are so many people that just pay for sponsored ads or do targeted ads to a specific market, and that's great, but that's not what Facebook was originally for. That's not what Instagram was originally for. It's just what we as capitalists decided to, So I think there's a fine line, and I've met so many people through Instagram. I met a photographer very randomly through Instagram and ended up doing a shoot with her like 2 days later. That's why I love those social media platforms. But in the cases where it's just like you go off it for a month and suddenly you're a completely different person because you just don't have that influence of like there are so many people doing so many things, and I'm not doing anything right now except looking at what they're doing, and then your whole it just breaks people down so quickly. You get lost in it.
Yeah, and that's totally all, and that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I think that the one of the reasons it may have come about. Now, to be clear, I hate social media. I can't stand it. It is a struggle for me to post one thing. I'm like, why? What is the point?
Yeah.
But I'm not on my phone all day. I'm very far from it. I don't answer my phone ever, almost ever. I almost don't even answer text. If you leave me a voicemail, I'm not going to listen to it. But if you don't leave me a voicemail, I'm not going to call you back because it wasn't important enough for a voicemail. You know what I mean?
That's my theory too. If they don't leave a voicemail, I'm not calling them back.
But if they leave me a voicemail, I'm not going to listen to it or call you back. So there's that. But I feel like I've grown up.
Seems like a one-way ticket to isolation.
But he might.
It's really hard to be isolated.
Maybe so. You're trying so hard.
But I feel like I really grew up in internet culture, which is different than real world culture. And social media has become kind of like the vulgarity and like wild west of internet culture, but from regular real world people. And so there's like just no rules and they can just do whatever they want. And they kind of feed in because the internet is just a terrible place. It's just a nightmare. Like, it's just terrible.
Sinkhole.
It is, but that's what's great about it.
Everybody who hears these words will do it through the internet.
Yeah, but when you take real world celebrities or, and put them and say, here's this place where there's no rules, but you don't understand how this culture works, really. That's, I think, why the tragedy of social media kind of came out of, is because they're in a world where they just think there's no rules, and really there is a culture.
And when you think about it, social media is just eyes. You're just fighting for attention. And people post hundreds of that. I mean, it's just like Spotify. Spotify is, I love the app. I think they're making some interesting decisions as of late. But in general, I love Spotify. All my playlists are in a specific place. Like, I love how much I've found through that app. But at the same time, tens of thousands of people upload new music every Friday. It's just a river of pennies. Like, that's what this industry has come to. My creative technical professor told me that's the one course at Belmont that I think I learned a lot from was creative technology, which wasn't even really about anything specific. It was just about technology and what it means to a creative and how you gain awareness and then a specific audience and fans and how fan engagement affects a person. And that class taught me so much about the way that people should market themselves on social media, but it also made me so much of school has made me lose hope for all forms of how people are making money through music because it's such a fight and some of it is so fake. Like, I've had at least 10 accounts request message me about buying followers.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I had one last night.
That's crazy.
Happens all the time. So then you look at these accounts with 25,000 followers and 300 likes on their photos and you don't even know it's real anymore.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
So, oh shoot, what was I thinking on this note? I'll say this. Here's a very, this is one of my, I feel very iconoclastic in Nashville sometimes. So here's one of my iconoclast thoughts. One is, so to illustrate this, sometimes on my Instagram pops up this sponsored ad that says like, something to the effect of like, it's not, there's no reason or it's meaningless to make music if no one's going to hear it. So here, buy our product that helps us to make sure everyone in the world will hear music. You know what I mean? They're advertising that product.
Right.
But like that, the message or the idea. And I feel like, to me, I'll say this. I fully believe what I'm about to say. One of the biggest bummers to me in this city, and it probably happens all over the whole country. It's not just Nashville. Like,
Right.
But I think in music industry cities, it's going to be more concentrated. My biggest bummer is how many artists I encounter that seem to me to be more concerned with the success of their project, how many people will hear it, how many people will see it, than the actual product itself. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with that were much more interested in it being successful than like what I experienced and how much they actually cared to try to make it good when we were working together. Like they just let me do my thing. They're fine. And they weren't involved. And they care more about being successful or like getting attention, getting eyes, getting ears. Like they're just attention whores. Like, and some of them are people I care about, you know, but like that what's driving them, I'm not going to say.
The tea.
And it's many people, right? But it's just like a lot of people are like seem to be more caught up in just trying to get that attention or that validation from their art than they are in making great art. And they could be any range of talent and have that thing. But I think, so my iconoclastic thought is this. I think it's valuable for you to make a song even if 10, 100,000 million, billion people never hear it.
Right.
And so when you say that like the music industry is a stream of pennies and like that, so that's the negative way to look at it, right? There's some real truth to that because like a billion people are going to upload their song on Friday. But that only matters if what's most important to you is that everyone knows who you are and everyone hears your song and it has X amount of plays. And if you don't care about that, and I think that's a good thing to want, right? Because with that attention comes a lot of perks. So it's nice.
Money and maybe.
But hopefully. But what I tell everybody, and I don't know if anybody listens, but what I tell everybody is like,
this is me listening actively right now.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is great. What I like to tell people, this is just my opinion, but I think that you can be the best version of yourself as an artist, whatever that is. You have like, I think there's a range that everybody can live within, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can go to different sides of your range, but you have a range. There's a radius in which you exist, okay? Your voice can only do so many things well. Yeah. Your talent, your skill, your perspective on life, you can only do so many things well. And you can live anywhere in that range you want, but you have your range. And I think that there is a best version of you that you can do, you as an artist, you as your music, to the best and in a way that's unique to you because nobody else has your kind of voice with your kind of musical background, with your influences, and is from Cleveland and has your kind of parent. You know what I mean? Like on a certain level, you can do you.
Are you saying that you're the most unique?
You're the most special, unique person in the whole wide world.
You are the best of, and we will never again have. Yeah.
And I say this to a lot of artists that I talk to, like. There's something that you do that you can maximize and it will be the best possible version of you, right? Like, and maybe even then to be less binary about it, I suppose, like maybe there's 10 best possible versions of you. Who knows? Everyone has a different range, but but let's just say like you can maximize what you can do and make it amazing and do the best thing of that. But you can never be like the best Joni Mitchell or the best Paul McCartney or the best Bon Iver or the best Hippocampus or the best whoever you want to be, right? They're already that. And you can, at very best, if you try to emulate somebody else's success, you will be a second-rate version of them. Like, you can't be better than them at their own game. Mm-hmm. You can only be the best you. And the thing is, the scary thing about being the best you is you can't control if everybody else will like the best you.
Yeah.
You don't know if everyone's going to want the very best you. And if you don't know if the very best you is going to get a billion plays. But it's the only best anything you can become.
Right.
Now, you can get a million billion plays being a 10th rate Katy Perry. You might get a million billion views on accident. Like on your, you know what I'm saying?
You go viral.
Because there's
some
enough
video.
Katy Perry fans or whatever. Like, it might happen. You'll never be the best Katy Perry, but you might be the 10th rate Katy Perry and still get some views. And maybe you can cash out on that. And maybe that's cool. And maybe that's what you want.
Yeah.
But I think there's another path, and that's being the best, being the special. Being, to quote the Lego movie, being the best version of what it is that you do. And if no one else... Now, what I truly believe is I think if you're the best version of you, other people will be on board with that. Now, I can't guarantee you that you'll get a million billion plays and a million billion people will find you.
A million billion's a lot.
Right? It sure is.
You've been using that statistic a lot. Do you know how many people a million billion people is?
Way more than
There's
are
a
on
lot
the
of people
earth.
on Snopes right now. Are there a million billion people at all?
No, what are we at? 8 billion right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But...
And counting.
Yeah. It's like the McDonald's sign. So, okay, so the point is, and trying to wrap that up, you can't, I just think like, as for artists, you can't guarantee that you'll be successful. I can't guarantee you'll be successful. Nobody can. But what you can guarantee is that you can maximize your own talent and potential and what you do and put out something you're super proud of. Now, I think if you do that, there will be other people in the universe. Like if we produce an album, at the end of that, if we love it, then there are other people who will love it too.
Yeah.
And then the question mark is, will you find enough of those people to be your fans that you can live off that? And that's an unknown.
Yeah.
But I think it's valuable to create your art even if a million billion people never find it.
Right.
And even if 10 do,
right.
It was still like worth it if you enjoy making it and if you enjoy putting it out, just so long as you don't need a million billion people to make you happy, then it's good. Then it's
Right.
okay.
And I'm not.
And then it doesn't matter if there's a million
always
billion
been
others.
a thing. I did like. Sometimes I recently wrote one of the saddest songs I've ever written, ever. And as an artist living in Nashville, you try so hard to be happy all the time, and people want upbeat stuff, and like that's what you try and write. But when you're in a specific place and you can't, like, I was holding myself back from writing that really, really sad song because I didn't want to be in that really, really sad place. But after I wrote it, immediately after, I was like, oh, I feel so much better. And that's why I do this. It's not, I don't care if other people like it or not, or like if one person likes it, that's enough. I can play it, the way that I feel now playing it here is the same as when I'm on stage or when I'm alone in my room. You know, it's not, music isn't about everybody's liking it all the time. It's they take it as it is and use it for whatever they have to, which is why, like, sometimes I don't like talking about the meaning behind my songs because I just want other people to figure out their own meaning. Yeah.
So every time that we ask you, what was that song about?
I know,
You're
I'm
like,
like,
can
I
you
don't-
stop
I
though?
The saddest song I ever wrote, that's the only one where I will not tell anyone who or what it's about. Just take it however you want.
There's
it.
literally nothing I want to know more now that you've said that.
Do you want to hear it?
Of course I want to hear it.
But I think right now where we're at, we have time for like one more song, and then we have a very important question.
Yes, we do.
Wait, what?
A very important question. And then we're going
But I do
to...
want to ask quickly, completely
Yeah.
unrelated.
Yeah.
Because I just thought about this earlier, and I was like, huh.
That was called foreshadowing. Go on.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So on, not a serious question by any means. On this one I'm about to ask. That one, very serious. On,
Oh my God, I'm scared.
good. So I'm a huge fan of Google Play music.
Okay.
I have Spotify because everyone has Spotify.
Yes.
I think Google Play is better.
Okay.
I use Spotify for reasons. Doesn't matter. But Spotify does
Why do
have...
these reasons now sound nefarious? I use Spotify for
Doesn't matter
reasons.
why.
It
Doesn't
just it
matter.
integrates better with things.
What
and
are
there's
you
a
doing on
browser
Spotify?
player, and Google Play doesn't have that. But I do like Spotify's like Discover Weekly or Discover Daily playlists. They're usually really good. But did you listen to your Discover Daily playlists on April 1st? On April
did.
Fool's Day?
I saw it, yeah. I fell for it too.
Me too.
And then I read the
my
description.
God.
Yeah.
I
fell
didn't
for
read
it.
the description. I didn't know. I was like, what is this?
I was very confused. But
I was
I also
so
like I love disco. So part of me was like, okay.
It was like all the songs you like, but like a disco cover of those songs.
What?
So I started like listening
not
to
see
it,
that?
and I was like,
No.
"What is this? Why is this being recommended to me?"
Isn't
Like
that hilarious?
skip, I was like, this is so, what did I listen to that prompted this skip? Eventually I was like, fuck this, go back to my regular playlist.
Spotify, trying to make jokes.
Dude, they
That's
got me so
amazing.
good. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
They're
Yeah.
smart. They get it.
That was a good move.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I listen to my Discover weekly. I almost never do,
I like it.
but I did yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, Spotify must think I'm schizophrenic because like
So
the
all over the
variety of
place.
music it's
Yeah.
showing me. Because I had everything from a Death Cab for Cutie remix that was like all
Disco remix?
80s-ish. No. To a Stranger Things string quartet cover. To a Blake Shelton song, which I think you just analyzed my profile picture for that shit. To a... What else? I mean, then there was... I forget what else there was. But there's some cool stuff too.
Yeah.
Mine generally
Not that
falls
stuff
in a
isn't
similar
cool,
category.
but-
It's always like
I always tell
Yellow
people,
Car
I have
by
so
Chemical
many friends who are
Romance.
like, my Discover Weekly sucks every week.
Really?
A lot of friends. And my biggest piece of advice is always listen for a whole week, starting on a Monday. Just listen to what you love for a whole week. And Spotify will figure it out. They will. You just have to, there are so many people who go on Spotify to search. So they're listening to all this different kind of music all the time. So Spotify thinks that's what they want. That's how the analytics system works. Same with Discover Weekly. You can go in and tell them if you like a song or don't like the song. And then you can tell them whether you like the artist or not, or whether you don't like the song or not. So I always, that's the other thing. Like when you get your Discover Weekly, genuinely go through it and tell it what you don't like. And the next week
Starting
it'll be
to sound
better.
like work now.
But I love it. That's what's so weird about it. Like it's part of my routine now. My weekly routine is like finding a new chunk of 20 to 30 songs that I listen to for the week, and then they get shuffled into a playlist that I keep in the back just in case. It's organized by season.
Oh, I'm
It's all
organized. I'm
very-
organized by mood. I only have like 6
Really?
playlists, and they start. My first playlist is mild. Then I got I have chill, mild, medium, and aggressive.
That's brilliant.
That's my playlist, and that's it. And then I have like one other one that's just like everything from all the playlists. I just dump everything into.
Mine's very
That's great.
particularly categorized. They're all in folders now too. You can put things in
Oh,
folders.
wow. Oh, wow.
I know. They're making moves.
I don't know how many playlists I have, but over 100.
I have-
Really?
Oh, and I recently
But the
added
thing
a
is
pirate
that-
playlist.
I got Spotify.
lot.
I don't mean to brag, but I will. I got Spotify very early,
Me too.
and when I first got it, when did you get it?
When it was, you could pick a
When it was
song and
the
you didn't have to
Spotify?
pay. It was still free. When you could manually pick a song on your phone. Like,
Ooh, I don't know if I had it then.
there were no ads.
Do you
It
know
was
what year?
incredible. It was 2014, 2014,
Oh,
2015.
I beat you. That was close. That was close. 2012.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, the year the world was supposed to end.
Yes.
Remember that?
That was actually that was a decent movie. If you ever watched the movie, it was
Yeah.
pretty decent.
The world didn't end. Anyhow.
I've always thought we should all
How
get together and
disappointing.
convince the next generation that it did, and this is the aftermath.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
can we all, as a world, agree?
Just agree. Yeah, the world ended. It was a whole
You
different
should propose
thing.
it to the UN. Just as an April Fool's joke.
That'd be great.
Tease, they
all
might go for
babies
it.
that this is the aftermath. This is
Fun fact,
This is a
kids.
post-apocalyptic universe.
And use the movie as the history book, you know?
There was a giant wave that went over New York. Now we.
But now
if
New
you-
York is back and better than
Yeah,
ever.
we rebuilt it. It's fine. It looks the same. I know. That's because
No,
we did
just
that on
say
purpose.
It's a hologram.
Oh, it's a.
That's a hologram.
None of
It's
this
not
is real. Open your eyes. It's all a simulation.
Hey, Justin. Thanks for the subscription. 17 months. Subscribe to my channel. What a beast.
Justin?
Justin. Speaking of which, Justin's actually going to be our guest in. What's the date today?
The
In 7
fifth.
days. Next Friday, Justin will be on.
That's the guy.
Next week?
Thank you,
Yeah,
Justin.
next Friday.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, next week is the week of Justin's.
Yeah, we have 2 Justins next week. 2 different episodes. We've never done 2 episodes in a week before.
Wednesday, we
Wow.
have an episode with the Justin, and Friday, an episode with the Justin. So come back next
Busy
week for the Justin week.
The week of Justin.
But we got
This
to.
Justin.
We got to do a song. We got to
Yeah.
ask a very important
Okay,
question.
okay.
Don't be nervous, but like worry a little. And
And then we'll play the game of rock, paper, scissors to,
yeah,
to
as
end
we
all
do,
rock, paper,
as we
scissors.
do. So is this the single?
This is the single, an acoustic version of the single.
Is it normally metal? Prog rock version?
No, I think
normally?
it's just after you hear a song produced, playing it acoustically sometimes messes with your head.
Well,
So
luckily, people have not heard it produced yet,
Yeah, no.
so nobody's head is being messed with.
Perfect. Keep your heads on straight, everybody. This is another one of those stream of consciousness ones about life in general and how existential it can be. Head's feeling heavy, and I'm just not ready to let go and move on from the thoughts I'm afraid of. Did you want to sit here? Let the ground fuel your fire. Brain's been feeling tired. The confusion must have driven you wild. Your perception's been broken, baby. Please just open your eyes. And this world leaves you hopeless, but there's still hope in giving it a try. But I know your head's feeling heavy. I know you're just not so ready to let go and move on from the thoughts you're afraid of. And sometimes fools will try to do you wrong, no, try to do you wrong, yeah. But it's your right now to stay, and we know the games they play only try to make it harder, only try to make it hard, and our heads feeling heavy. Maybe we're just not so ready to let go and move on from the thoughts we're afraid of. Singing, oh, baby, oh, no, no, no,
And we're back.
You really make pressing the mute and unmute button look very dangerous. I gotta say, it's a talent.
Justin says, well done. He's digging it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot better recorded.
It sounded
and not
great.
that
Oh,
way,
it
but-
You don't
sounds-
need to defend it.
it
It sounds
sounds-
great. Yeah,
it
you have a
sounds
great
great.
voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds great just like this.
Good to know.
So
it's sometimes hard.
Special and unique and only you and one of a
You're the
kind.
best.
And
The most special there's ever been.
if you'd like to hear how special it is, press 1.
If you want to hear how great and amazing and unique you are, press 2. Presses all the buttons at once.
I moonlight as like a call service for women.
If you want confidence, call.
if you'd like to just have me listen and say from time to time at regular intervals,
Nod the head.
+5.
What's this big question? I'm scared. That whole time I was just worried about the question.
No.
Not gonna lie.
Well,
Good.
I rushed it a little just because of the question.
It's a little faster.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be serious too.
Now, if you had to choose
The fuck? You've never started the question.
If you have to choose.
And you do.
Now, the thing about this question is, Jury, would you tell her about the question?
Oh, you don't know my lines?
I'm just reversing it.
It's so weird. If you had to choose.
And you do.
And you do.
I'm really intimidated.
Now, the important thing about this question is it can't come from here.
Okay.
For the podcast listeners, I'm pointing to my head. It's got to come from here.
For the podcast listeners, he's pointing to his heart.
Chest cavity.
Chest cavity. Okay.
Heart unproven currently. Who knows what's in there?
Heart.
Okay.
It's pointing to his alleged heart.
Okay, this has to come. So what that means, you need a quick answer.
Okay.
It needs to be
Okay.
right off your soul.
Instant.
Just scrape this answer right off your soul. Because
Don't
everyone's
judge.
got one. Not everyone knows they have one.
Don't judge what your answer is. Just
we'll
give
accept
it. And it's okay.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't take a long time. We tell people that, and then they go, nah, and I'm like, you're taking too long.
No, I'm gonna go fast.
Okay. That's important. If you had to choose.
And you do.
And you do. What would you say is your favorite kind of turtle?
Snapping turtle.
All right. It was quick. It was quick.
That was
I
quick.
felt like it was real.
I felt good about that.
Do you want to know why the answer?
Yes.
Yes.
So my grandmother, my nana,
Naturally.
the nana, she lived in this house in this place called Twinsburg, for anyone who's from Ohio. And it was basically, it wasn't, you know when you're a kid and you take car trips and you think that these places are so much farther away from your house than they are. Like I dreamed of this house as like a magical location. It's just Twinsburg. It's like 20 minutes away. But I remember driving up to her house and it was this lake house. And in the lake, there were a bunch of snapping turtles. And I remember growing up, we would go out on the canoe. She had a canoe, and we would be rowing on the lake, but you couldn't put your hands in the water because of the snapping turtles.
Right, you don't want
So
to
the
lose your
first
fingers.
turtle I knew was a snapping turtle.
Wow.
And it like stuck in my brain so hard because multiple people in my family had been snipped by these snapping turtles that were in this lake.
They'd been snipped by a snap.
I'm really glad you really took it in stride.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
Don't
Yeah,
get
snapping
snipped
turtle.
by a snap.
Oh, wow. We've got a lot of stupid answers.
Like what I...
Like
what-
the worst was green.
Green.
I don't know if that was that was the worst. Sorry.
We've
Aaron.
had the worst. We've had I don't know.
Green was garbage. There was one person who just like refused to answer and was like, "That's a dumb question."
Yeah, I don't remember who
That's
that
not
was.
a dumb question.
It's a
I love
great
animal
question.
questions.
I
Ask me my
literally
favorite
designed
other
this
thing.
entire show just to ask that question. That is literally a thing
we're
that
gonna
kind
have-
of
This is all
happened.
a ruse. The music, it doesn't matter. It's just about the turtles.
That's what gave me the first idea for the show
And
was
click
this
the
question.
link
He's
in our
That's
selling-
a
blah,
real
for.
story.
He's selling all this turtle data to Animal Planet's new app.
Next week we'll be featured on Discovery Channel.
Look,
Now, we have done
Jury,
snapping before.
people don't answer turtle questions honestly on the internet. They have too much time to think.
I don't think I know any kind of other specific.
We get
well,
box turtle a lot.
what's the one that's really, really big? Sea turtle.
Sea turtle?
The
Could
one
do
that
it.
they have
Tortoise?
at zoos.
Tortoise, which is technically not a
Not a
turtle.
turtle?
But I mean, we'll accept it, you know.
Oh.
We've
But
had it.
We've
Okay.
Had,
We've
Okay.
accepted. We've
we've gotten
accepted.
tortoises.
Well, I mean, final answer: snapping turtle.
Yeah, well,
that was good.
you don't get to choose. It was your answer.
Yeah, I don't.
That's just all it is. That was your
It
answer.
just
That was the
is.
answer of your soul.
And I think that comes right back to what we were talking about. It's like you can only be the best you that there is.
You can only choose the
pick
turtle of your soul.
The turtle of your soul.
And that was genuinely the first turtle that came to my mind.
I want to name this episode "The Turtle of Your Soul."
You can't. It ruins the question.
I know.
No other guest has ever been prepared, except for Justin. Probably just heard that because he's watching right now.
Yeah.
Justin,
I'm gonna come
think
up with
of
a
your
backup
answer
question.
now.
We gotta have a backup question.
Go research very.
But he might have-
strange
We have
turtles.
asked every
he might
single
have a
guest
good-
that question.
He might have a good extraneous, like weird answer.
Maybe, but now he has time to think about it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
come
we
up
don't
with
even
an
know if
answer,
it's his
think about it. We don't
real
know if it's
turtle.
legit, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin. Ask him a different animal.
Yeah.
What's your favorite bird? That's a wild one. There are a lot of birds
African
out
gray
there.
parrot, obviously.
A lot of birds out
What?
there.
It's the most talking parrot in the world. The breed that talks the most.
The most
great.
talking parrot
Yeah,
in the
the
world.
most talking parrot breed.
That's a Guinness Book World Record. That's got to be.
Yeah,
You talk the most as a parrot. Here's your award.
That's right. Yeah, they're great. They're like
Here's my award. Here's my award. Here's my award. I talk a lot.
I've almost bought one before. They're like $1,300 though. So I was like, ah.
Yeah.
They're expensive. They live for like 60 years.
Expensive.
They're great. They're awesome.
Not as expensive
I
as
want
a
one.
snapping turtle.
It sounds like
I don't think that's true. That
sounds
are
like-
gotta be cheap, right? They're everywhere.
sounds like a drunk Amazon purchase.
A parrot?
Yeah,
I don't think
an
they deliver
African
live
talking
animals.
pernet. Yeah,
Yeah, Liz, you're right. We do need a plot about a new backup question.
we'll come up with one. Yeah.
I believe in you.
Thanks. I really try.
So we typically wrap up by playing one of like a song from Spotify or something,
Okay.
but you don't have one on Spotify.
No, but I have
the Christmas
files
one.
on a phone. Does that not do you any?
Ooh, no, that totally does.
Would
Good.
that
Can you
work?
send them
just
to a
shoot a
email?
quick email, yeah.
My phone is buried away.
We probably should have
That's
done
right.
this in advance.
Yeah, but while
But
you're
send
doing
it-
that,
send them-
we gotta do a little promotion stuff anyways.
Yeah. So
Which is, first off, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to go check out Taryn on all the things. Liz
all
or
the
Floppy.
things.
Can
at
you guys post those links for me?
Taryn_antro.
What?
Sorry, I just saw that Third Eye Blind is playing with Jimmy Eat World
What?
at the Ascend Amphitheater.
Well, you like Jimmy? Are you a Jimmy World fan?
What? Of course I am.
Show extended. Go on.
Yeah, hold on. We gotta talk about that a little
It,
bit.
it probably well, I mean, it was in that whole era.
Thanks,
Do you
Liz.
remember hip clips? Did you guys have those?
Yes.
Hip-
Never
hip
had
clips?
one. I know what they are. Yeah.
It
It's
was
like a little
you could-
cartridge or
yeah,
something. that you
It was
plug music.
basically
Oh, I
like
do remember
a tape player, but they were like they looked like SD cards with nice little cover on them, and you would click them in what looked like a Tamagotchi but wasn't, and it would play with very bad audio. And Jimmy World was one of the hip clips that I had. Hit clips? I don't remember
Sounds
which.
rightish.
I don't know.
Was it the middle?
Yeah.
Probably guaranteed
Yeah.
it was the middle.
And I fell in love with it. And then I would like dance to it in my room, like rebel without a cause. Like that was my version of like rock. Right? Isn't that embarrassing? I didn't really
And Jimmy
know
World's
rock.
great.
Not
but-
really.
I mean, a little bit.
I've seen Jimmy Eat World in concert.
I didn't know about Led Zeppelin until high school.
And aren't they great? You know who really doesn't appreciate Led Zeppelin? Ryan.
Oh no.
Right?
I don't dislike them.
He just doesn't appreciate.
I
Once
just
my
don't
friend
know all
told
their
me
stuff.
that they stole all of their music from The Who or something.
That makes zero
She was
sense.
deranged.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a real bitch. God damn it, Tanya.
Here, hold on.
I just assume. Seems
Yeah.
like
So-
Sounds right.
Tanya's like the female Tanner. Am I right?
I could see it.
So there are a couple things we can play.
Okay.
Do you want to play the single? I have the fully mastered version.
Like first time
That could be
ever
okay.
heard ever?
Yeah, this would be the first time. It's yeah.
Damn.
If you're into
pretty
that, that's
bold.
cool. If not, something else is totally okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's
so
up to
there are a
you.
lot of other like. There's this one that we just did a couple days ago that I'm obsessed with, but it's very rough.
I mean, hey, whatever it is up to you. Whatever you want the people to see of you.
Okay, yeah, this
Or
is a
hear
nice
of
little
you.
preview of like what produced things look like. Okay, let me see how I can do this. I'm gonna
Just
email it to you.
Ryan. I'll pull it up. I'll pull up your email, Ryan.
Yeah. Do you have my email?
I'm on your
I
computer.
don't know. No, me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? Your email's built in.
Oh, I'll just text it to you because science.
Wait, I could text something to you. That wouldn't help, would it? Because you need it on the
It would help a little
computer.
bit, but I would email it to me.
What's the email? I don't have it.
Your
Text
most recent
it.
emails from Domino's saying your order is on its way. In case you were curious.
Domino's. Okay, here, let's do this.
But while that's happening, so to let you guys know what's coming up, this Wednesday we have Justin. What's his last name? What's his last name?
Bill
Ryan?
Tonin.
Bill Tonin, who's the bass player of Three Doors Down. He'll be here on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we will have Justin Erholtz, architect, musician, master of the world.
Savor of all.
So we're actually doing
Next
two
week.
music rideouts next week for the
The
first
week
time
of
ever.
Justin's.
The week of Justin's.
So
Should get a
make
third
sure you
Justin.
come back for that. Yeah, we can
For a
find one.
cameo Justin.
Timberlake.
He'll pop in for a minute. Timberlake. Sure, he's fine. He lives here, right?
I have no
Or
idea.
He's from Memphis.
He's from Memphis. He probably doesn't
So,
live
so
like,
he can catch a
almost.
ride with Justin Erholtz.
Oh, yeah, Justin Erholtz also lives in Memphis. Okay, we'll get them together. They'll carpool down here. It'll be fine.
Wonderful.
They'll all be here for the week of Justin.
The week of Justin's.
I sent it.
You sent it. Okay, you sent the email. That was an interesting way to kill for time. So next week, come back for the
So-
week of Justin's. And here's a new
This is-
single.
This is still. So this isn't the single. This is the one that we did like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Very, very rough mix. still hear like the click track in the background.
Okay.
But it was just, I went into the studio and we've been working on these like specific couple songs for a while, and I was like, I want to do something new. Let's start completely fresh. So I had these 2 lines written down in my notes for lyrics, and just started like snapping to the beat that I wanted and started singing it, and then we recorded it and we mixed on top of it. So this is all like fake drums, fake a bunch of stuff. It does not sound that great, but you can like hear the song within it. So it's a nice little preview.
Okay.
Cool. So this is a raw production demo
This is
of a
a
new song.
straight up demo.
Literally,
like,
the file name says brand new.
that is the title. Yeah, that's the tentative. That's the working title.
So we're going to play this and say goodbye, but make sure you look up Taryn at Taryn_Antro.
Yep.
Everywhere you can find her. And her new single will
Out.
be released soon. What's it called again?
Heavy Head.
Heavy Head.
And it'll be out on April 26th.
April 26th.
26th.
That's my wedding anniversary.
Really?
Yeah. And also
And
day
the
before your birthday.
my birthday.
That's the week some bum married my sister.
And also,
Coincidence.
Josh Warren is also putting out something on that same day. He's a local singer-songwriter.
And Kurt Cobain died 25 years ago.
Everything comes
And
full
next
circle.
week's the week of justice. And also,
Thank you for having me, though. This
you're
has been
so
wonderful.
special.
You two are so special.
We're all special.
Wash my mouth of all the little things. Clean it out and begin again brand new. Ooh, and begin again brand new. Wash my